Sunday night show. So if you've not joined us on the Christmas party, the link's in the video description. If you have, hello and welcome to the United Stand Christmas party. Let the fun begin. Boosh! Kick the music in there. Yeah, that didn't quite work. But yes, welcome everybody. We'll be getting Marcus on with us as well, but I've got Ross with me at the moment. What are you drinking, Ross? Coke?
No, mate. No, mate. I'm on a nice glass of Rioja at the minute.
Good, good. Well, I'm on the red wine. We will. Oh God, I've just done something that was probably beyond me.
Rioja is red wine. You're aware of that, aren't you?
You are? Yes, I am.
Rioja is red wine.
Yeah, I'm not a total peasant, but I'm just trying to flick between two streams when I've had a bit to drink, which was never ever a good idea. But we are on the United Stand stream now. It's the Christmas party, so. What stays on the Christmas party? What goes on in the Christmas party stays on the Christmas party. We're not on the United Stand channel anymore. Say what you like, and we're bang open to it. I'm going to get Marcus joining us because I'm sure he's got a little hard on waiting to come on. He's been excited. He's probably got his Christmas jumper on as well. But before I do that, I just need to swap the live comments because we've got the old stream going up at the moment, not the comments from this one. So let's get that done. Connect. My computer's just suddenly decided it's going to go a bit wappy as well, but we should be all up and running. We are live, I think. Yes. It's going a bit hot here. I need to just make sure it's okay. Yeah, we've gone up to.
That's live streaming twice in one space, isn't it?
Yeah, I think I've closed the other one though. Hopefully I have. Yes, I have. He'll calm down in a minute. Right, let's get Marcus on. Anyway, Ross, favourite Christmas song of your life? I nearly said of all time. Of your life, because obviously that's what's relevant.
Do you know what? I don't really like cheesy Christmas songs, so that sounds really awful. I'm going to be well controversial, right? And my favourite Christmas song is probably Mad World. I forgot who sung it. It was a really depressing Christmas number one, but well, that's a Christmas number one, not really a Christmas song though, isn't it? But that's my favourite Christmas number one anyway. Christmas song, I don't know, I don't really like any of them, mate, to be honest.
Marcus likes Mariah Carey.
Don't know, doesn't everyone?
Oh no, I like the classics. I do. I like The Power of Love, Frankie Goes to Hollywood. I like Rock. No, I don't like Rocking Around the Christmas Tree. I like Paul McCartney, apart from the fact that he's a Scouser. No, I don't like that actually. But Marcus, how you doing?
All right, mate. All right, let's get this party started.
Come on then. What you got for us?
Well, waiting for some music, man. Fucking hell, come on.
I can't DJ and keep the conversation going, but
he's having a mare here.
I'm having a bit of a mare, yeah. But there are live comment people we can. And Lucas Taylor, I don't know whether he's talking about a song or not. He says "Boys to Men." I don't know what he's on about. It's not that sort of party. Sit back and enjoy, everyone, says Hayes Blaker 7. Remember, click the subscribe button. This is on the Mark Goldbridge channel, which we've pretty much set up just to do this Christmas party, but there will be some other stuff on here as well. Fairy Tale of New York, says Cathal Hohi. Yep, we do like that. 10 Days of Christmas. It's the 12 Days of Christmas, isn't it, Dougal? Driving Home for Christmas, says George Kyle. Chris Ria. And CCR says, please unblock me from the main channel. You probably got blocked for a reason, I don't know. And Mark's getting pissed, says Joe Coutinho. Well, it's a Christmas party, that's what it's all to do. Anyway, get the conversation started, lads, because I'll whack a bit of music on while we're waiting, and that's what it's all about.
We're drinking, Marcus?
I'm drinking. Let's have a look. I've got a nice bottle of red with summer berries, natural flavours, alcohol, 14% volume. That'll do me.
14%, mate? Fucking hell. I've got 13% because I'm a little bit of a lightweight, and I've got a Rioja with some vanilla flavours balanced with oak spices.
Oh, nice. I've already done half a bottle, so I've got.
You see, you're hitting the Jack as well, are you? You're not swigging from the bottle like you were doing the other night, yeah?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing now. Yeah, a bottle of red with the hand. God, that's last, mate.
How loud's that music? Can you hear it?
I can't, but I'm not.
Oh yeah, because you're on Skype. I'm wondering if it.
It may play through the stream. Hang on, let me listen.
I just need to get the volume level. That's right.
Nothing on the stream. So, Colin, big boy, you're supposed to be dissing me or having a go at me, ain't you?
Is that what I'm doing? Mark, I don't know if you saw it, right, but Marcus lost a few games of FIFA the other night and had a mental breakdown. It was the absolute funniest thing I think I've ever seen, and then he started swinging Jack Daniels from the bottle.
No, it wasn't me, it was the team.
Oh, was it? It was the team, was it? Is that how it goes?
I'll put the music down a little bit, so just down a bit. Hopefully that's got it right. It's good now. Yeah, I can hear it, and then we can hear them. Well, take requests. We'll definitely take requests as well. So let's get involved. Funniest moment from school, lads. Yeah, we'll do all that. I'm happy to do all that. But let me just come back to... I do want to keep it a little bit about football. What I'm really disappointed about is the fact that no media outlet, whether it's credible journalists or not, nobody, apart from... And I've only heard it on the United Stand, actually, is that I'm really, really frustrated. Not frustrated. I'm very, very surprised at the lack of... well, I'm not surprised either. The quality of journalism in this country is crap. But I'm stunned that nobody has actually brought up the fact that Manchester City have totally and utterly bought what's happening, and that it's the most soulless, hollow way to break records that has ever existed in football. It's a disgrace. You know, all we're hearing is 17 wins out of 18, the best team ever, this, that and the other. Nobody's scratched the surface to say why that's happened. That Man City, a tiny crap little club from the north, were basically bought by bored billionaires and have made a mockery of our not only our league, and they're turning it into a farce because they just buy, but also made a mockery of the laws of the game. Financial fair play was a theory at some point. It clearly does not exist when you've got a club whose main sponsor is owned by the club. Etihad Airways are owned by the same people who own Manchester City. They've just made an absolute mockery of the Premier League, and they've let it happen because everyone's just going, wow, it's great, Manchester City. Well, actually, when you scratch the surface, as Henry Hogan says, it's totally and utterly artificial. And I implore people to actually be vocal about it because the media won't do it for some reason. I don't know what you lads think about that. I'm stunned, absolutely stunned.
Go on, Marcus.
No, my answer's short and sweet, mate. I don't give two fucks about them. Simple.
Yeah.
Your turn, Ross.
Oh, you're on next, Marcus. You're going to love the next one. It's a shame you can't hear it. I tell you what, that Kirsten Stewart, she'd... no, my wife's watching. My wife probably will watch this as well.
She'd get it. I just kind of agree. I think the way the media are treating City is a joke, and I kind of said it in the Sunday show, so I can't really add to it. But I think they will learn. The media, the FA, and I think it will all change. And I really do see deep corruption in our organisation, and I think something's going on with City and the way that the media, the FA, the referees are handling what's going on at the minute, because it's disappointing for every football fan, but yet they seem to think it's the best thing that's ever happened to our league. It's strange.
Get your wife on, says Matthew Gibney. What? I'll get her on, and then you'll be telling us to do some stuff, and that is just not happening. Who's your favourite porn star? Says RMC. I don't need to watch that. The other lads have gone quiet. They're trying to think which one. Mark, are you scared of your wife? I think scared is not the right word. It doesn't need to be a wife either. It's more about... I nearly choked myself then. I wouldn't say scared. Just, boys generally are quite immature and like to do things that women don't really like. And that can be in the bedroom as well as playing FIFA and stuff like that. So it's all about give and take, isn't it? I'm a giver, not a taker. Are you a taker, Marcus?
Oh yeah, I love it, mate. I love taking everything I do. Yeah.
6 minutes, that's all it took to get the truth. 6 minutes.
Come on, there's got to be more conversation than football. Come on, surely.
Nailbags33 says, funniest reaction on the United Stand this year. To be honest, I think it goes to the fan cam last week. I still watch that now. I think it's absolutely hilarious. Absolutely hilarious.
That was good. That I can't believe how sort of viral that went, and it was really really passionate, actually. I mean, yeah, I really enjoyed that. Actually, it was good. That was the best fan cam yet for me.
I think it's the best fan cam ever. It was very, very good. It just made me laugh because it was
mate,
totally unscripted.
That's contra.
You what?
Mate, there's a certain guy that thinks he's king of the fan cams. You know who I'm talking about, and he'd be very disappointed to hear that.
DT?
No, there's another one. He's a United one.
Andy Tate?
You know who I'm talking about. Yeah, he'd be very disappointed to hear that. He thinks he's king of the United fan cams.
I've heard he's
Celebrity.
actually quite a nice bloke. I think he's. I just don't think he's on anywhere near as good as that one last week. Because that one last week, the great thing about him was he wasn't even being interviewed. He just walked past going, saw the camera and went, Lukaku shit! Starts jumping in, gets a high five, pushes an old granny out the way, and absolutely how to nail analysis better than Gary Neville can, but also swear like a trooper. I mean, he got it absolutely right. It was very, very good. Very, very good.
I liked it. I thought it was nice to see genuine fan cams for a change instead of hearing about stage fake shit from other channels.
Yeah, there's certainly no scripts on the United stand.
Well, the problem is when something goes that viral, it's very easy to just play on it a little bit because it does create such a reaction. But actually, you're better off just. It was good that the fact that it was totally unscripted. You can never say that was scripted because of the fact that he just turned up, pushed the granny out the way, like you said. That's good, mate. It was
No,
good.
to be honest though, I can be honest on this because it's the Christmas party, and it's also not on the main channel. But I've always been, and we've always been asked to do fan. You're going to get a lot of exclusives here, not just in relation to the United stand. I think Marcus is going to come out. And Ross is going to reveal that he was called Rosie. But we've always been approached to do fan cams on the United stand, and I've always said no for that very reason that Ross said there, is that I love this one. 2,000 Miles by the Pretenders is very, very good. But I think we've had a glimpse on the United stand with that video last week, which was brilliant. But you get so many people contacting you, Daily Mirror, all sorts of, can we use this, can we use this, can we use this? And you say yes because you're like, well, obviously it's good for the United stand to be portrayed in a good light because we've been portrayed in a bad light so many times. But actually, I agree with what Ross said there. It becomes whatever anybody else wants it to become and not what it actually was originally, which is just a fan acting, passionately about his club. And it gets mocked and it demeans the club a little bit. And I think that's why I was always very much against it. But it is interesting in that sense, I suppose. Hello?
Big boy. Yeah, mate. No, I just agree. I agree. It is what it is. You don't want it to become scripted at all. But no, I do like it. I think Flex is good at it as well. Flex is really good. Yeah. I'm just having a look at some of these comments. I mean, rest in peace, Angry Grandma, says Mustafa. He's brilliant.
I like all the raw, natural stuff anyway. I'm not a fan of the other channels' fan cams. I don't watch them. I'm not sub to them or anything like that. I prefer the raw, natural stuff. You get a much better feel, better connection. Yeah. So were you drinking them, Mark?
As I have a sip of red wine. Yeah. Evie says, can we turn the music off? If the music's annoying, we can turn it off for a bit, that's fine. I had to leave the room to pee and just caught the very end of Mark's remark. Who came out? Marcus. The Angry Grandma did actually get her song, by the way. There's some things I don't want to start talking about because I can't be bothered to cause. Look, I put. I didn't. I get a lot of the blame, but Drawty's the graphics man, and obviously a couple of weeks ago we did put some Christmas cards up on one of the videos. One of them, which was Next Year's Our Year, with a picture of somebody from Red Men TV. That's banter. Banter between football fans has gone on my whole life. I grew up with Liverpool fans. Banter is like going into work on a Monday morning and you've just got to take it. You've got to take it. The minute the great thing about that is 10 minutes after that video went up, we were contacted by that channel saying take it down. One, they obviously watch a United fan channel. Two, sad day that there is no banter within the fan channel community of YouTube. It is non-existent. So you've got to be very careful about what you say, because one wrong word and it turns into World War III. So, you know, I'm all for a bit of banter and I don't mind it, but I don't really want to be going down the road of... I mean, to be fair, DT didn't react to it badly at all. He saw the banter side. You know, he actually tweeted me the other week when Arsenal got Forest and said he must be really excited. So, you know, as much as people don't like him, at least there's that banter there. And that's what it should be. But it's very difficult because I like a laugh. And but there is no laugh between certain channels on YouTube. There we go.
Agreed. Go on then, Marcus.
What?
Not Marcus. Mark. No, I'll start with Mark and I'm going to go to you. Mark, you did tweet out saying what's your favourite ever Christmas film to a load of people, but I didn't actually see your answer, mate. And then Marcus, you should answer after.
Yeah, all right.
My favourite Christmas film off the top of my head, I mean, I could do a top three, that'd be probably better, but my top one is got to be Die Hard. It's got to be Die Hard.
Marcus?
For me, it's got to be Bad Santa. I think that film's hilarious. Just to throw a spanner in the works.
Home Alone's good, yeah. George Carlo, agree.
Home Alone's great. I used to, as a kid, I really used to like Jingle All the Way with Arnold Schwarzenegger. But as I've grown older and you like rewatch the film, it's one of them films. If you rewatch back, it's like not as good as it was when you were younger, kind of thing. So yeah, for that, I go with Die Hard. A lot of people tell me, "Oh, it's not a Christmas film." I'm like, "What are you on about, mate? It's a Christmas tree at the start of the film. It's a Christmas film."
Oh, Die Hard's such a good Christmas film. It takes place on Christmas Eve, doesn't it? Cal Davies says, "Have you seen Daddy's Home 2?" I planned to watch Daddy's Home 2. I was going to watch it at the start of the month, but I had to cancel it because Seb wasn't well. Then I tried to watch it on a site that somebody told me at work, and the quality was basically somebody filming it off their mobile phone. So I still haven't seen it, and if anybody knows of a way I could watch it, I would go to the cinema, but I'm not going to get a chance to go to the cinema. I mean, I went to the cinema yesterday to watch Star Wars, so I don't mind paying the price, but I'd be very interested in watching that before Christmas if anybody can provide me a way of doing that. Christmas Vacation's good as well. It's Nice and Furious, you're right, yeah. Home Alone's very good. That guy called Ben says you should do a debate with the Full-Time Devils and Troy Geordie. You need to understand history, mate. Look, I absolutely would happily do it. Never going to happen is all I would say. They will not do it. 1, 2, 3 movies, Sander, is the one I looked at. It was shite.
Did you ever, tell you what, you may not be able to answer this live on air, Mark, so if you can't answer it, don't. But did you ever get any sort of shit from Full-Time Devils for doing fan cams?
No, we're long past that now. They would just not.
So they just don't. Yeah. Just don't register it.
No. The True Geordie one's weird. I've heard him slate me, and I don't know. I can only say that he must be forming his opinion of the United stand from certain other people, because I've never communicated with him, had nothing to do with him. I don't know what that's all about. But enough of those. That's I don't want to go down that route. It's Christmas. Am I doing a Christmas Day show, says Tim Hogg. There will be a Christmas Day show, but much like the Queen, it will probably be pre-recorded.
Can't compare yourself to the Queen of England, mate.
And I probably will put it up at 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock, same as ever. I'm actually, do you know what? I'm actually that sad that every year I actually watch the Queen's speech. How sad's that?
I've never watched it, have you? Is that
No.
what you just said?
Yeah, I watch it every year. I watch it literally every year since I was a kid. I've always watched the Queen's speech. It's always about an absolute load of nonsense. But I just do. I don't know why. I'm actually a bit royalist. Like, I don't like worship our royal family, but I do like the fact that we have one. I think it just gives our country a little bit of meaning rather than, you know, like America where they like worship a flag. I don't really get that. I mean, you're just worshipping a piece of cloth, mate. Like, it's a bit strange for me.
Oh, here's a good question from Johnny the Pencil Slayer. I really like this one, actually. He says, what is your best Christmas present you've ever had? or your best Christmas memory. So Marcus's was a big pink 12-inch
Fuck
doll.
off, was it? Stop.
Doll. And mine was. I mean, this is going to tell you how old I am. It was a Sabutio set. It was World Cup Sabutio, 1990, and it was huge. And you got stadiums. You got about 5 teams. And I remember waking up at about 4 o'clock in the morning, and then on top of that, I had about the whole. I was a very spoiled child. I had the most. I had pretty much every first division side that was any good, as well as individual teams. So that was a good. That was good fun. I mean, Sputio was like FIFA for before computers, so that was probably my favourite. I'll let the lads tell you theirs. I'm just going to quickly pop to the toilet and top myself up.
Alright, so, well, I was just going to say, you go first, mate, because I can't remember that far back. I think I've drunk a bit too much.
No, that's why I was trying to palm it off to you, because I was really struggling with that. Best Christmas present ever. Do you know what? It's like not even an interesting thing. It's probably, hang on, Pub Stomper says, Mark, I will ship you a 24-inch black dildo because you need more happiness in your life. Anyway, sorry, I just had to read that. I'm probably going to go with it. I got a TV when I was like in my teens, and I never had a TV in my room and that, and it was a big thing for me. George Carl thinks it was my first Barbie because I'm called Rosie in real life, so thanks for that, George. Yeah, mate.
For me, it's probably going to sound a bit geekish now, but it'll probably be my replica Luke Skywalker lightsaber, and probably my second most recent one would be my Freddy versus Jason plaque, which is signed.
Horror, do you?
Yeah. I love like the 80s, 90s horror. You know, the old school stuff.
You like a bit of the Exorcist, do you?
Oh yeah, love it.
Do you know what? Actually, you can fill me in with that. Actually, talking about the Exorcist, I need to ask you a question. When I was growing up, mate, like that film was like when I was a kid growing up. There were so many like bad stories that followed on. People said what the girl that played the girl in The Exorcist, she committed suicide because she was actually possessed. And I remember when that film came out, it was supposed to be the most scariest film of all time. I've never seen it, mate. Was it that bad?
Well, I watched it, let's say, when my mother watched it when it first came out, and I watched it obviously when I came of age, so 18, 19. It was banned for many, many years because it is based on a true story.
So it did get banned? It did get banned,
yeah. The girl didn't, the actual young girl, I think she was called Megan, something like that in the movie. I actually met her in real life going back about 8-10 years ago. And I got an autograph from her as well. And she said to me that a lot of the stuff that came out after the film, from what she can remember, because obviously she's grown up, it was all rumours and speculation. It was all crap. But the set that they actually filmed on and the house, they actually believed that it was haunted because there was things going on, and they had to have a priest come in and actually bless the set for the film to go ahead. Yeah.
I bet that made a big difference.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, but I remember Mel Gibson having to do a similar thing on Passion of the Christ. That
mate,
movie.
Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Are you there?
No.
Yeah. Oh, mate, I don't get why you'd want to watch a film where Jesus just gets beaten up for an hour. Did you not find it like the weirdest film that you've ever seen?
Well, that's the sort of stuff that draws my attention, the weirdest films, and I think, you know, how can they possibly do a movie of that?
It just goes on and on and on. You're like, fucking hell, like, he's going to get a bit of respite in a minute, no?
And bear in mind as well, the majority of the film is in subtitles, isn't it? So you've got to read it. but yeah, it's those sort of films that attract my attention. Sort of like games, mate. I like sort of like original games that are unknown. Yeah, you wouldn't find them in a shop. You'd only find them on the store or something. And I think, oh yeah, that's different. I'll try that. But yeah, I mean, you know, Exorcist. I suppose it was bad in its day. Compared to movies nowadays, no, it's not bad. But I can understand why it was banned for many, many years. Obviously, it was a big thing about religion and stuff like that, wasn't it? And priests and things going back in the 70s or the 60s, whenever it first came out. So, yeah, it was all right. I mean, Exorcist 2 was a pile of crap. Exorcist 3 should have been the second movie. And the beginning, Exorcist the beginning, was absolute trash. So,
what are we talking about horror films at Christmas?
Ross brought it up, not me.
Yeah, I brought it up. Marcus loves a horror film.
Yeah, I love horror films. The original classics, like you know, Halloween's and Nightmare on Elm Street and stuff like that.
Do you like, talking about films, Marcus, I like literally, I think the film industry has gone a little bit downhill, and I think that the real classic films, but I struggle to think of a film that I went and saw that come out in the last 3 years.
Oh, right, okay.
You?
Not off the top of my head, mate, to be honest, no, but you're right. I think Hollywood are running out of ideas, aren't they?
Matty Campbell. Shout out to Matty Campbell. I've just read your comment. I'm going to wait for your next comment. Tell me how they're slagging me off. And just I'm not going to give them airtime to go and watch their videos, because that's why they do it. Just let me know in the live comments what they've said in a couple of sentences, and I'll react to that on this video. And then we don't have to go and watch their shit. And then they can come here and get my reaction, can't they?
Yeah, come on. Let's fucking, yeah, go on. I'm up for this. Let's see what's happening.
So somebody slagged me off on a video. We're not going to name them because we're not. This is what they do. They'll do it so that you go and watch. Here's a little tip for you in marketing, and it's something that I don't do. But if you want to get a bit of popularity, Marcus and Ross, you've got new channels. You might want to do this. Slag somebody off and really have a pop at them. And then people will sort of find it, and they'll come and watch you slag them off, and it brings you publicity. So that's what people do.
Brilliant. Twitter headline for me tomorrow: Mark Goldbridge is a wanker.
No, don't slag me off. Don't slag me off. I can give you a list. I'll email you a list of good people that I will retweet if you slag them off. So this could work well.
I'll fucking slag anyone off. You know that. I've got your back, mate. No matter what.
Good. I went through a period about a year ago where I was on their backs, and I know you're talking about, and we can name them. It is probably Fat House, and which Carmichael says.
No, it actually isn't. It actually isn't. I've got to defend the guy for once. Yeah, I'll tell you who's a real absolute prick. PewDiePie. Tell PewDiePie. Mark Goldbridge says he's a prick. I don't really know who he is or what he does. I just know he's got millions of subscribers. PewDiePie, you're a crap. You're crap. You're rubbish at YouTube.
Wait. I rate PewDiePie, Mark.
No, I don't know who he is. I just know that he's got loads of followers, and if people hear that I'm slagging him off, they might come and watch this.
Oh, I get it.
That's how it works, you
see. Yeah. Mate, PewDiePie's got 58 million subs. He's the most subbed man on YouTube ever.
Yeah, he's an idiot. He's not really. I'm just saying it so that, you know, it might go viral. Yeah, 50 million subs for PewDiePie. I'm not really slagging PewDiePie off. It was just an example of how some people try and get notoriety by jumping on the bandwagon of others.
Well, Zed Jamie loves Marcus, but he doesn't like Ross much. Yeah. He says not Ross so much. Marcus is a great person, but Ross is a bit meh. Well, thanks for that, Jamie. I appreciate the love and support, mate.
Yeah, everybody do share it, because it is the Christmas party, and we've got 800 people watching, which is fantastic for a channel that only started on Friday. But the reason I sort of started it, people have been asking about that. I did have a channel of my own before, but I just couldn't really do the videos. So I started on Friday. I did a drunk Christmas walk home, because basically I'm not allowed to do that on the United Stand anymore because it's too unprofessional. So they will live on here. And I obviously did the Star Wars review, spoiler, so don't watch that if you haven't watched Star Wars, and I will respect people who haven't seen it, because I got absolutely, I don't know whether you watched that video, Ross, but or I don't think Marcus did as well. So I'm doing the video on Thursday night, Star Wars isn't even being mentioned, and a couple of pricks basically started tweeting out, commenting what the big thing in Star Wars was. So I blocked them, and people were saying that's a bit harsh to block them. I messaged Marcus and I went, people have been saying this, is this what's happened? Because he'd watched it. And Marcus went, no comment. And I went, well, it clearly did happen then, didn't it? You can't go no comment. You've got to just lie to me or something.
In my defence, you said to me, when I told you I had an appointment and I'm going to Star Wars, you said, yeah, fine, no spoilers. I'm only doing what you said.
Yeah, but when somebody says, they've told me this, and the other person goes, no comment, I always read that as, yeah, that's true then.
I think the words was, I can neither confirm or deny that happens. So, you know.
So yeah, I've done Star Wars.
What happened? Hang on, I thought we could talk about whatever he wants. Tell me what happened. Well, what is the spoiler?
I'm not going to ruin it for anyone. I'm not going to ruin it.
I'm not.
The viewing figures will go down from 800 to 2 in about 2 seconds if we do that. Yeah, no, it was. I've done the Star Wars review anyway, and obviously the whole reason I started it was for the Christmas party, because I wanted it to be, you know, we've got a fantastic community on the United Stand, and I think there is, you know, there's obviously lines we can't cross on the United Stand, but we can cross them on here, because that was the whole point of it. Christmas party is meant to be a bit of a laugh, isn't it? The music is on Thomas Charlton. I can still hear it. This is one of my favourites, actually. This is one of my favourites. What are my views on Adam McCullough, says Yuma. I think he's a really good fan cam presenter, and he represents Manchester United fans perfectly. His views are something I aspire to. I really ultimately just want to be like him. And
do you know what I think of him?
Yeah, yeah, go on, Ross.
I think he's just a puppet that says whatever the fucking company that owns the channel that he's running want him to say, he says it. And I think that he's very tactical with what he says about the United Stand as well, because he only says it when the United Stand are getting more views than Full-Time Devils, because he doesn't like it. And the media company that own and run him and his channel will tell him to say certain things to stir up controversy.
I don't think he said anything recently, though, has he, to be fair? I don't know. I ignore it.
Well, do you remember that over the summer? It was like every other video he was
he was calling us all
like,
see you next Tuesdays, wasn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, like, do you know what? I hope he has stopped it, because it just made him look like an absolute bellend, to be honest.
Captain Morgan. Sorry. That's what I'm drinking. No, you're right. Look, ultimately, I haven't spoken to them for a long time. I can't be arsed, but I don't really. If they said to me, do a video with us, and I'm sure if they said it to Marcus or Ross, I'd implore them to do the same. If they said, let's have a debate about Manchester United, then I'd do it for free. Of course I would, because that's what Manchester United fans should do. They'll never do it, and they never have wanted to do it, and ultimately, there's no reason to get. I've just read a brilliant line, which I'm going to read out. There's no reason to get personal about stuff. I think people who get personal about bloody football are just, you know, take a look at yourself, really. There is a big spoiler about Star Wars. I'm just about to give it away. I can't keep it back anymore. Where was it? It's from Subhan Shah. Unfortunately, Marcus Rashford does die in The Last Jedi. I can't keep it out any longer. Is Griezmann's latest tweet racist? Says Alan Burns. Oh, Jesus Christ. That's a tough one, even on a Christmas party, that is.
I don't. No way. How's that racist? If a black guy put a load of white powder on his face and went to a party as a white guy, is that?
I don't think it is, but to be honest with you, I suppose the easiest shutdown on it is to talk about the Lukaku song. As a white guy, it's not racist, but unfortunately, I used to work in a job where I know the law like the back of my hand in relation to that, and it's about the perception of one individual. If one individual finds it racist, then ultimately you're in trouble. Common sense doesn't prevail. It's about the individual, and Yeah, so I don't think it should be. I think if somebody wants to go to, if I wanted to go to a fancy dress party as Paul Pogba, there's one thing I've got to do. I can put the United kit on, but there's something I've got to do to make myself look like Paul Pogba. So should I not be allowed to be going to? Am I not allowed to go to a fancy dress party as Paul Pogba? Well, surely that's not racist, but that's discrimination against me, that I'm not allowed to go dressed as Paul Pogba. But to go dressed as Pogba, I have got to put the makeup on. So it's one of those, isn't it? I personally think that the world has still got a lot of racist people in it, and that's the problem. But it's also gone a little bit too politically correct in some areas, and that makes, it's a weird world like that. But ultimately, if somebody finds it racist, then you can't argue with it. But yeah, it is a weird one. I always find this one quite interesting. Matthew Gibney says that he's been subscribed to the United Stand since 20,000 subscribers, which is then normally followed by well, let's put people on the spot. Marcus, how long have you been known about the United Stand?
Let's see. I used to watch you, Alex, and some girl.
I thought you were going to say I used to watch me in the bath.
No, not the most recent girl, but the other one.
Anna.
Yeah, that's her. Yeah, so whenever that was, doing your Sunday night thing, and I think that was around the time then that I emailed you about moderators. Probably, 15, 20,000?
All right, yeah.
Yeah.
Ross?
He can't remember, but he's too pissed.
He's watching Full Time Devils. He's watching the fan cams.
Probably is, yeah. He probably is. But no, I think it was, between the 15 20,000 mark. Let's see, I've been with you, 2 years now, I think it is. So I must have been watching a good 2.5.
I've been here since the start. I've been here since no subscribers. Mouldy Balls 90. What happened to fan cams? I think fan cams is probably one of the sad stories of the United Stand, because I've got a lot of time for Kev, and Kev used to come on in the old sort of Sunday night shows. It was me. It wasn't even Alex. It was Rich, who nobody will remember. It was me, Rich, Martin, and Kev. That was the original show, and I think that sort of broke up before we even hit 1,000 subscribers. So a long, long time ago. And Kev, I did almost quit MEFC. Rich, nice to see you here. So Kev used to be involved, and being from Manchester, that was nice. And then he started doing fan cam, which Kev works in a van, so we were like, every week, why don't you just do something off your phone in your van, and we'll call it Van Cam, a little bit of a mix on fan cam. And then fame went to Kev's head. No, I'm only joking. So we came up with the idea, and Drawty did the little graphics with Kev's head out the van, and it was a really good idea, and we used to put it up on a Friday at 5 o'clock, and it was a bit cultish. It didn't used to get the views of anything else, but there was a bit of a hardcore. And then Kev sort of decided he wanted to do his own channel, and I said, don't do that. You've got a big loyal audience under the United Stand banner. Don't do it. And he did. And I must admit, I haven't looked at his stuff for a while. I know some people still do, but it would have been another success story on the United Stand. That would have been, he would have been pulling in like 10, 15,000 viewers a week on the United Stand, and it's a shame. But he made his own choice. He has appeared on fan cams a couple of times, and I do get on with Kev, and I have said that to him to get involved. But everyone's got to make their own decisions. I mean, it's a bit like Alex, isn't it? Alex used to be on the Sunday show. He was on before the City game, and we lost. So I said, F off, don't ever come on again. Is Ross still here?
I don't know. I don't know where he's gone. He's still in the conversation.
He might have gone for a poo or something.
Might be. Either that or, his missus has turned around and said you're grounded.
I must just say, please do subscribe to this channel. Obviously, we're doing the Christmas party for it, but it would be nice to get some subscribers on it, because I've got some big plans for it. FIFA will be back on this channel. God, Tubes, if you know who Mitch Clark is, that's you probably are #1 fan in the live comments at the moment. But when Ross comes back, we'll ask when he started subscribing.
Can you not hear me, guys?
I can
There you
now,
go.
yeah.
Now we can, yeah.
For some reason, I was muted for some reason, so I have been talking, but you guys ain't been hearing me. But yeah, anyway, sorry. I found the United stand. I was actually going into details, thinking, why are these bastards talking over me? I was getting really pissed off. Yeah, I found the United stand like 30,000. I can't remember the number, but you know we all played that football game in August.
Yeah.
And I think I found it. Basically, the reason why was because I was getting so pissed off with that, how I was searching for other people that were as pissed off as me with what was going on. And, you know, you look in Twitter, and I think you just kept coming up, Mark. And I watched, and MUFC Rich did say it when you tried to leave. That was the point where I actually thought, shit, I'm hooked on the United stand. Because then you, kind of left for a bit, and I was like, what's he left for? So I'm just getting into it now. And then I remember I was at work, and I got a guy who I work with, actually, because it's word of mouth, isn't it? And two guys I used to work with at the time, I was saying to him, if you're a big United fan, watch this thing called United Stand. It's quite small, but it's quite interesting. All interact, and they all come into me at work, right? And they're all like, "Oh, have you heard Goldbridge has left?" And I was like, "What?" And they're like, and it become a little bit of thing at work. We were all watching, and I actually left the job, and they'd be quite surprised that I've been on it for the last year, and I haven't spoken to them since, actually. So I hope they're still watching.
Yeah, I'm very proud of it, and I think it's interesting that you said that, because I'm one of those fans, and I think a lot of fans are like it, that even after a result today, even though you win, I don't know whether it's just a United thing, because I don't really communicate with other fans after a game other than United fans, but especially a loss or something like that, I'd get really frustrated, and you'd wait. I mean, most of this was Sir Alex Ferguson's days, obviously. You'd wait for Fergie to come out, and you'd be like, he's got to say something about how shit Beckham was or something like that, and he'd come out and he'd just go, no, good result. And you go, I'm so dissatisfied. You go on the forums, but then you're waiting for an hour for someone to reply to your comment, and it was so slow, and you just wanted something to vent on. And I think that football fits in perfectly with social media, because you get that instantaneous interaction and reaction. And I think YouTube's brilliant for it, and I think the United stand has. I wouldn't say when I started it that was sort of the plan. I'd say it was one of the plans, but it wasn't the main plan. But I think that's the brilliance of it, is the community that we built, and the fact that you can pretty much every day at a certain time and straight after a game, you can go somewhere and interact with people, and it works really, really well. And I do really relate to that. I used to get very frustrated after a game and not having anywhere to vent it with, because it doesn't work with your wife or your kids or your mate who doesn't support United. It's just not the same, is it? Because it is a religion, and it works well. Les Dennis remembers Soccerbox. God, yeah, I remember Soccerbox. I mean, to be honest, when I started it, you couldn't get it more wrong than I did. It really was branded terribly. But it's funny what you said there, Ross, as well, because we were invited to a Christmas party that we went to last year, which is always the couple of Sundays before Christmas, a really good thing. And I couldn't go this year because of the West Brom game, but obviously the family still went, and they were out there, and somebody turned up, a partner of somebody, and they got onto the chat of I don't know how somebody mentioned that I did that, and they were like, "What? Not Mark Goldbridge from the United stand," which. My kids were quite impressed with. They were like, I can't believe people know who you are, which is you live in a bubble. But
yeah,
I've only ever been approached twice. One was last week, actually, by people. So you do live in a bit of a bubble in relation to it. But I'm very proud of it. I'm very glad of the people we've got involved, like Marcus and Ross. But I do see it as one big family, and I think it being Christmas, the one thing I'll always be proud of, and I'll be proud of it for the rest of my life, was that $7,000 we raised, because it was personal and it meant a lot. And I know another channel that tried that, and they made about 1,500, and they were very proud of it, and they should be. But $7,000 obliterates that, and it was fantastic. And I think we should do it as a yearly thing, because that was fantastic. And I can't do that. I couldn't even give $1,000. But when a community comes together, it's very, very powerful. And just going back to what we were talking about before, a year ago, no matter how long you've been involved in the United stand, there was another channel that decided they were going to do watch-alongs, and they got absolutely panned. Not prompted by us, just the viewers and the community thought that was absolutely disgraceful, and they panned it and they stopped doing it. So it just shows you the power of the community, and Ross is right. You can have a big media company behind you. You can pay for retweets, as many do. We never have. Word of mouth and organic growth is the way in anything in life. That is, you can't buy that because it's free and it's based on people actually liking your content, and that works. Marcus has been a bit quiet.
I'm stuffing my face with Doritos and dips, mate.
I could hear that. You fucking
I'd like a bit of that.
bastard.
Fuck off. You're always munching down the fucking headset to me with your pork belly and fuck knows what else.
All I get from Marcus is, sack Ross, sack this person, sack them.
Yeah, Marcus is controversial, him. Controversial character, Marcus. It's a disease.
Shut, don't start, mate. Don't, you're going quite well off it. You've always got to bring something up. You two just can't leave me alone, man. You've got to dig at me.
Apparently Griezmann sent out an apology tweet. That's ruined his Christmas party, isn't it? He puts a tweet out, I'm off at a Christmas party, and I bet his phone's been going off. Like, I don't know, I should have had a better thing than that. But I'm glad Lynn Hall's enjoying the Christmas music as well. I think that's the brilliance of doing it on this channel, because it's a new channel and I don't need to worry about copyright strikes. I just knew I could play the music constantly. So I've enjoyed having the music on as well. So we've only got 346 likes though. I think everyone should drop a like on it, and I'd love us to get over 1,000 watching, by the way, but I don't know whether that's going to happen. So share, like, and subscribe.
Do you remember that dreadful game of football we all played together? And Marcus, the absolute hero that we was, we were struggling without a keeper. Marcus steps up in his Levi's.
Yeah, but there's a backstory to that. He was begging me for about half an hour. I was like, no. It's one of it's like when the crap kid wants to play, but then my get out of jail card was that he had his jeans on, and he was like, it's all right. I've got my gloves and my tracksuit bottoms in the car.
Absolute liar. I had my shoes on, my jeans there, my jacket, and you were scratching around for a goalie, and you was like, oh, you used to play goalie, didn't you? I was like, yeah. He's like, go on, spit it out, Mark. What do you want? And oh yeah, we need a goalie. Can you play?
We did well, to be fair. You're better than any of us, Marcus. Yeah. I mean, we all played shy, didn't we?
We played well in that first game. The best team we played really well. And then we played two shit teams and we just didn't turn up. I mean, some twat went running through one-on-one, did the keeper the eyes, and then passed it wide. That twat was me. Yeah. But, yeah, I had a good couple of dives, though. Tom Daly would have been proud.
Toby Tarrant was there, wasn't he, playing with us? And
Toby Tarrant.
He's moved on.
Where's he now?
He's moved on. He's at Radio X, mate. He's doing really well.
Yeah. Wonder why.
Exactly. Yeah. But
Fan TV.
Yeah,
whatever happened to that?
Oh, mate, what a shit show that was. They kept begging me because you obviously got the with it and couldn't be bothered to go on it anymore. And they messaged me. Said, well, no, I think you said, do you want to just go on in my absence? And I did. And then they used to just message me, do you want to come into the studio? And I was like, no, I don't. I don't want to go all the way.
We saw him at that United Old Trafford do, didn't we?
Yeah. They look like deer in headlights all the time, didn't they?
Oh, the thing about that is they had typical all the gear but no idea. So they set this channel up and they had a really good set and they had people who'd been involved in TV and they got us involved. This was coming up for 18 months ago now. And I went down to London and I said, look, we will be on it. But what you need to do is not have celebrity presenters and not cover every single club. What did they do? Justin Lee Collins, Toby Tarrant, some girl, and then every night we'll cover a different club. And what happened? It sunk. It sunk like the Titanic. Because the reality is, in football, there's 5 clubs people are interested in England. I'd love to see a successful Middlesbrough football fan channel, but it's never going to happen because they just haven't got the support to cover it. But yeah, it didn't work.
Can I make a request?
Go on.
We can get Sander on here.
Why?
He's in the comments.
He's a comment, right? I just feel a bit. I feel a bit out of place, man. You've done a lot on football TV and all that's football, and I don't know. I just, you know, it's not my decision. Obviously, I'm just asking for requests. That's all.
How is the Grinch? Says Puma 81. Well, a lot of people saying that Black Griezmann will not be signing for United.
Yeah, he's apologised.
Yeah, fast brought the mood down.
You what?
It's what I've just said brought the mood down.
I think it's gone down. Views have gone down to 100.
And I tried. I just thought, like, you know, seeing as we're here just chatting.
I think you've inadvertently. You think you've thrown us under the bus because we haven't committed to yes. But I think actually, when you look at the live comments, you've thrown Xander under the bus because there's a lot of people saying, please, no, don't do it. So, I don't know. Marcus plays little games, I think.
No, I just thought he's out in Spain, isn't he? And, you know, I don't really get to talk to him an awful lot.
I'll tell you what, you Skype him after the show then, and that's problem solved.
Oh, all right, fair enough. Right. Yeah, I'll take the Mark's being an arse. All right, blame Mark.
Maybe Marcus is being an arse, you don't know.
Yeah.
Never.
It's a disease, isn't it, Marcus?
Yeah, I'll tell the truth about anything, mate. You know.
We could. I tell you what. We could. I like Matthew McFadden's thing. How about? Because I actually don't think we've got enough space for 4 people really to keep the conversation flowing. I think 3 works well. But we could sub Xander on, and I think we'll put it to the comments. Should we sub Marcus off for Xander then?
Xander.
Hang on.
He's taking one for the team. He feels sorry for Xander being stuck out in Spain. He wants to give up his place.
Brilliant.
Let's see what the comments say.
Xander's buried. I'd like to know how Ross is getting the favouritism tonight.
Hey.
I'm natural.
Do you know? I tell you what, Mark, you can help me out on this, and you'll be able to answer this question for me, because I used to really love Alex on the show, right? Because Alex was the absolute brunt of all the hate that was directed towards the United stand. I used to watch the live comments, and that geezer just got smashed. And I think I've taken his place a little bit, because I always look at the live comments and I think, God, I'm not going down well tonight. Which I think someone's got to be the fall guy, and someone's got to take a bit of brunt. And I think I'm taking a little bit at the minute, but I love it. We're not letting any publicity, good publicity, right?
Exactly, it is. I mean, I never forget the first video. I think it was DT actually. It was I got a lot of stick for. I tell you what, that was this year, so this could be. We'll do that for a little bit. Reactions on the United stand, if anyone can remember any. But my reaction to Rooney's equaliser against Stoke when he broke the goal record was probably the most petulant bit of TV I've ever done. If he could basically have gone, not bothered. He's just broken the goal record for United, and I was like, not happy. Because I was more interested in the 3 points, to be honest. And so that went viral because DT and a couple of others were like, he's a Forest fan, he's not even bothered about a last-minute equaliser. And that went absolutely viral. And I remember at the time I was getting really annoyed by it. But actually, yeah, Ross is right. Any publicity is good publicity unless you're caught shagging a cat or something like that. That's not good publicity. But if people do take a bit of your clips and just ridicule you, it doesn't actually do you any harm. I mean, actually, just you remember that whole thing that happened with actually it was Howson and Full Time Devils, wasn't it? When they got in. Well, no, it wasn't Full Time Devils. I retract that. That's not fair for legal reasons. They might sue me. So Howson got in a lot of trouble about 2 years ago because he wanted people to he wanted to charge people to take them on free stadium tours and sing songs with him in a pub. It was basically for foreigners, I think. It was foreigners, wasn't it? It was getting foreigners to come over and they would pay to go to a game, but he'd get extras like sing a few songs in the pub with him for a tenner. And it's funny when you think about it. But effectively, he went off social media for 2 weeks. I'm laughing. He went off social media for 2 weeks. I'm like Terry. He went off social media for 2 weeks, and I think it was the stupidest thing you could ever do. Because like when my real name came out, somebody messaged me. And
real
went,
name?
Yeah. Why real name?
Your name's not Goldbridge. What the fuck?
Basically, what I'm saying is, let me wrap the Howson thing up before he starts moaning. What I'm saying is, it was terrible publicity, but it was in the Manchester Evening News and everything like that. And I had people contact me saying, oh, he's finished. He's absolutely finished. And I said, he's not finished, because any bit of publicity can be spun another way. You ride it out and you get through it, and it's yesterday's chip paper. And it was. It was absolutely massive news at the time. 2 weeks later, everyone's forgotten about it. So I think, any publicity is good publicity as long as it's not breaking the law, like shagging a cat, like I said. But yeah, when my real name came out, I was contacted. It might have been Marcus, actually. Somebody contacted me, and within 10 minutes I went and did a live video on it and killed it dead. Because what would have happened is everybody who hates you would have tried to turn it into something really, really bad. And I knew the truth behind it. I haven't got any skeletons in my closet, so I just went live and reacted to it. I think if you know you've not done anything wrong, the best thing to do is just to face up to it, no matter what.
I think I said to you, Mark, and it didn't happen. I said, if you do a live reaction video, it'd probably be your most watched ever video. And it actually wasn't. Like, it kind of went completely under the radar, which is even better in a way, because it just goes to show you nobody actually cared.
No, it doesn't matter.
I thought, I know you don't watch PewDiePie, but PewDiePie's done some awful things in his career, and he always reacts to it. And his reaction videos to something that he's done or said are always his most watched ever videos. People were saying that he made the controversy because of that reason, but it kind of just it went completely under the radar.
I don't think it's like when Fellaini scores a goal for United, doesn't it? I don't just not do a match reaction, and I don't pretend it's a luck, it's fluke. I will give him credit where it's due, even though I think he's crap. You've got to face up to it. I think I can't be dealing with people who want you to listen to their good bits, but then when they're exposed, they refuse to talk about it. I think it's I don't like that. I don't like that at all. And to be honest, that's one thing we've always done with the United Stand is when there's a bit of beef with people, we'll say, well, look, if you've really got beef, let's do a video because the public will want to see it. No, we'll never work with you. Well, if you've got beef, how's about you wind your neck in and you don't say anything then? Because just doing something publicly and then not having the balls to actually face up to it is just totally flies in the face of what you exist for. If you don't dare speak to somebody about a problem, wind your neck in, sit down and piss off. That's the rum.
That's the rum, that. You're talking to two of Fellaini's biggest fans here, Mark, so you can't discredit him too much.
No, I think he's shy.
I do. 2 against 1 here now. Mate.
I think he needs to go. I do. I think him, Blind, Darmian, get rid and get some good players in.
I don't think Blind should go. I think he can hold down a couple of positions, mate, and I think versatility is good for the squad.
I'm literally one of Blind's biggest fans, mate. I think, as Marcus was saying there, 2 against 1, we've got him, Marcus. We've pinned him.
Fucking
mate,
he's chirping up now because he's not in the minority.
Exactly. Yeah. Fucking let's have him, Marcus. Let's have him now. No, I think the way we're using Blind is brilliant. He is versatile. He's a utility player, and he's probably the best at it. Because actually, Blind can be out of the team for 7 weeks, come in and normally give a 6 out of 10, which is what you want from players like that. He did have a bit of a howler against Basel. I'm gonna, that happened, but normally he's pretty decent. And I love players that can be in the periphery of the squad but never moan. And I kind of feel that that's Daley Blind. And he is so versatile.
Hold up. There's a Liverpool fan that says, "What are you talking about, Mark? You're the biggest coward of them all." Come on. We're not on the United Stand now where I'm told. I'll give you a little trade secret of the United Stand now. If you've been watching it long enough, you'll know I used to now and again react to hate comments. I have been trained. No, I've not been trained. But I've had it drilled into me quite literally. Don't react to it because you're just giving them some airtime. But I'm on my channel now, so I do it my way. So when have I been a coward? I'd love to know that. I'd love to know that, because I, quite frankly, definitely with a few rums in me, but certainly any other time, would be quite happy to go and speak to absolutely anybody on YouTube and be quite confident that I'd put them in their place as well. I mean, I'd even do it with, to be honest, I think Ross, you'd probably be the same, Marcus as well. I'd go, you know, I saw Gary Neville do that thing with Arsenal Fan TV, and they did well, Arsenal Fan TV, but I think they were a little bit too respectful. He basically called their opinion meaningless, mediocre, and circus. I would have gone for him. He's, you know, Manchester United legend or not, you're not playing football anymore, Gary. You're taking a pop at fan opinion. I'd have gone for him on that, and I'd happily do that. I wouldn't really like to have an interview with Gary Neville, because I'd still be stuck in the fact that he's a United legend. But Carragher, I'd have a pop at him, bring him on. Just because you played football doesn't mean you know more than the fans. That really does wind me up. Really does wind me up.
I think Carragher piggybacks off the fact that he's Gary Neville's mate, because if you actually look at Carragher, like, I don't mind the guy, but he's a bit of a crap commentator because of his accent. And I was actually watching him, I forgot what game his was, but his analysis of a game isn't that great. Gary Neville's analysis of a situation in a game is fantastic. It's why he's so popular. He's a crap manager, terrible manager. But he's good at what he does. He's found his calling in life after football. But for me, I think Carragher's piggybacking off the fact that he had a great career, and he's Gary Neville's mate at the end of the day. Because I think Gary Neville is now a pundit on credit. He says some things that piss me off, but he's also pretty decent on what he does.
Gary Neville's just a fantastic businessman as well. He's a very hard worker. That's, you know, Roy Keane said it. You know, he wasn't a very good footballer at all, but he was just determined to be a footballer. And, you know, when everyone else was having a rest, he'd be running up and down, doing shuttle runs and everything like that. You know, teacher's pet or whatever, but he was very, very driven. Didn't have the talent of any of the other, didn't even have the talent of his brother, but had the dedication of any of them. So, you know, he's done very well. Carragher. I think Carragher just gets off. Carragher gets away with just because he says controversial things.
I don't know. You two can like him.
Who?
Neville.
Carragher.
I don't.
Right, that's all right then. I was saying, he's coming across as ain't like him. He's a fucking scouser. Bollocks to him.
No, I was just saying it like, I basically think he's there on the back, piggybacking off Gary Neville's success, basically, because himself, he ain't got no talent himself, in my eyes.
I like Paul Scholes. I think Paul Scholes is very loyal to Manchester United, although I don't think he likes Mourinho, which you've got to respect. You know, just because I like Mourinho, I think I've started to disagree with a lot of Scholes, and I've said, I don't like the class of '92 in the way their negativity sort of feeds into the club. But if they don't like somebody, it's their opinion, isn't it? But Neville, I think, is a little bit too eager, but that's his job, to be liked by everybody now. And as a United player, I find that a bit galling.
That's spot on, because do you remember like the class of '92 and all them old United legends when Van Gaal was in charge wouldn't really speak out? And then I used to bloody love tuning in to Paul Scholes on BT Sport and hearing him absolutely rip the shit out of Van Gaal. And he didn't give a shit that he was Ryan Giggs, because all Gary Neville and everyone was like, but hang on, we're in business with Ryan Giggs and he's the assistant manager, we can't say too much. Paul Scholes went out there and just said it like it is. The football shit, the manager's crap, get rid of him. And I used to love that. And yeah, you're right, Paul Scholes maybe he's anti-Mourinho, but I just love the fact that whatever he thinks, just because he's on TV, ain't going to change the way he thinks. He's not going to dumb it down for like a TV audience. You get what you get with Paul Scholes. Sometimes
the big flaw with the class of '92 is that, and I'd say the same about Cantona as well. You know, fantastic players. You can't argue with the fact that they're legends, but their judgment, I think, is off. I think the class of '92 ideally would have had Giggs as manager, and I think that would have been the biggest mistake United have ever made. I think it would have been an absolute car crash. Which goes back to my point. Just because you were a fantastic footballer doesn't mean your opinion on football is any better than a fan that's been watching the club for 5, 10, 15, 20 years. And that's been proved many a time. I said it throughout the Van Gaal reign and used to get shot down all the time. People would say, oh, why does your opinion matter more than Van Gaal, who's won European Cups, this, that and the other? And I used to come back with, because I've actually been watching United for years, I know what United's history is, I know what the mantra is, I know what the players are. I'm not a manager who's just been brought in to solve a problem on lots and lots of money. And Van Gaal, any fan who was against Van Gaal knew more than Van Gaal did about Manchester United, because his tactics and his approach was just ridiculous. And I think fans should always value their opinion, because it's been proven so many times. You know, managers come and go just because they get paid a lot of money. I'm not having a charity match with DT boxing. I find that all really ridiculous.
I don't find that ridiculous at all. Why won't you? I reckon you'll smash him up, Mark.
To be honest, I haven't got a problem with him anyway. I wouldn't have a charity match with him. It'd have to be with somebody I didn't like.
Oh, fucking hell, big boy.
I'll tell you what I would do, because we're a football channel, I'd get 2 goals and have one-on-one football match, where you can only score when you've skinned them, you pass them and you score. That's what everybody should do instead of this boxing.
I reckon you got a wonder of a left hand, mate. You fucking
I have got a wand of a left hand, but I don't use it for that.
Huh?
Oh,
right.
Are you left-handed, Mark?
No, I am left-footed though.
You're left-footed, right-handed?
Yeah.
That's a strange combination. Now, I'm left-footed, left-handed, and growing up being left-handed, mate, is a bit. It's like you're handicapped, because trying to write with a fountain pen with a left hand is a real struggle, mate. Absolute struggle. But I've got a wonderful left foot too, mate.
Nathan Morton says, you got really upset during your top 5 Mourinho targets. What was the comment? That was what I was talking about a bit before. That was the 2 dickheads who gave away the Star Wars plot. I hate spoilers. I watched the last one, and I watched it on day 3, and I had no idea Han Solo was going to die. This one, I watched it on day 2, and I knew what was going to happen because of those 2 twats who got blocked on there. I thought it's bang out of order. I hate it.
What did you think about the film, though, Mark? What did you think about the film? Because it's been heavily criticised. It's been really criticised. It's probably one of the worst ones that's ever been made. What's your thoughts?
I'm just going to ask a question. Roy Boy, what time did Die Hard start? Because I'll watch it on +1 if it started at 10. My thoughts on Star Wars were, I did my review, I was very damning of it. I think that it's been poorly written in areas, but it was still a half-decent film. I would have done things differently, and I'm surprised that Disney, which are probably one of the biggest companies in the world, and they would have had hundreds of people looking at the script before it was even produced, allowed 2 of the things to happen in that script. And that's what I thought. I don't know what Marcus thinks because he's seen it.
Right, I was basically, I did the night before you went to watch it, I was talking to a couple of people on the stream about it, trying not to spoil it in case you were watching, and basically what you said about it on the Saturday afternoon was exactly what I was trying to say. But what did you think of the one-liners, Mark, in it? Because for me, there was no place in the movie for these stupid comical one-liners that just weren't funny at all.
Well, I thought that phone call at the start. This is not giving spoilers away because they don't actually.
Tell me you thought that was pathetic. Didn't
that
you?
phone call at the start was just absolute cringe. Absolute cringe. There's no place for that. No place for that at all. It was just wicked. I think only 5-year-olds would find that funny. It was weird, but
yeah.
They're trying to get it into what they're trying to do is because Disney have taken the franchise. They want everyone to like the new characters and build it around the new characters, and they're trying to do it too quick. And that's will piss off every person who likes Star Wars because it's too quick and you're basically just destroying what the originals were around very, very quickly. But you're going to get that with Disney. Some Disney films, like, they do have real adult themes in a kids film, and I think they tried to put kids themes in an adult film.
One of the major things I found, it's not really a spoiler, it's just something that really blows away some of the points from The Force Awakens and throughout the trilogy, is how the First Order how they can manage to track ships now through light speed. Yeah. How they manage to fathom that when the film starts directly after The Force Awakens finished is fucking beyond me, and there's no explanation for it whatsoever.
Yeah, I agree with that. And also, I was thinking about it in the bath last night, and don't worry, it's nothing rude. And there's no, we're not giving spoilers out, so don't worry about it. We won't give any spoilers out. This is nothing to do with The Last Jedi. What I don't understand is how at the end of Return of the Jedi, they beat the Empire, and then 20 years late, the Empire's back with a new name, and they're dominating the rebellion down to like a handful of people. You know, it's like, yeah. I don't understand how that's come about again. You know, you'd think you'd learn from your mistakes of the past. But I was absolutely so excited for Force Awakens. I spoke to my mate about Last Jedi. I was quite excited, and we've still got 2 years to wait for the final bit. I'm not excited at all. I'll go and watch it, but I'm not like, yeah, I can't wait for it now.
Does it end then? Does it end with that last film?
Nah, they'll definitely do more. They'll definitely do another trilogy.
Yeah, that kills it. That killer franchise. It's like Die Hard past Die Hard 3. It just got ridiculous. I think.
What they should have done is they brought the original characters back. Obviously Harrison Ford, Carrie Fisher, and Mark Hamill. They should have built this trilogy around them, and then if they wanted to do another one after that, fine. What they have done is they brought the original trilogy back to suck in the original fans. They've minimised the roles of all the original trilogy and built a new trilogy off new characters, and that's what's pissed people off. They should have just done this trilogy whilst they've got these older people there, built it around them, closed it off, and then gone into new areas, but they've tried to do it too quick for me. I don't know what Marcus thinks.
Yeah, I agree with that, mate. I think there's no big draw now for episode 9, as far as I'm concerned, for me. I'm not interested in seeing Finn act like Ric Flair, you know, Nature Boy from WWE, keep on fucking screaming woo all the time. I'm not interested in that. I'm not interested in Rey now, because obviously what happens in the film is basically her done. So yeah, I'm not interested. There's no major draw for me for episode 9 at all, apart from curiosity, and that's it. Obviously, you know, Carrie Fisher died in real life. She died after she filmed her scenes, so that's probably the only thing that remotely interests me, how they could possibly write her out in episode 9. But that's it. I actually thought the film was, as a Star Wars film, I think it's bad compared to the rest. But as a film, it's worth watching if you have to see it. But it's not something that I'd want to revisit and watch again. Not at all.
Let's move on and get on to another controversial topic. Anything you want. It's the Christmas party, and I actually had my work Christmas party on Friday. That got interesting for a manager. The conversation I got into. Anyway, that's what happens. You had your Christmas party yet, Ross?
No, I'm a bit of a fucking sadder. I won't have a Christmas party because I kind of work in my own division.
All right.
Yeah, and I've only got like one guy underneath me, and my director is too much of a tight ass to warrant a Christmas party, so I won't have one. So thanks for bringing that up, Mark. It's really made me feel good.
You got one now. You're having one now. This is your Christmas party. We actually were going to have a Christmas party. We never told you, Ross, because it never got off the ground. But I'd said to Marcus, come up to Birmingham and we'll meet up and we'll have a few drinks.
Hey, Mark, I was told about it. Don't you worry.
But Marcus ruined it with his ear, so we'll do it next year definitely. We'll have to do something. We're going to Dublin in May. Dublin in May is definitely happening. I'll give the shout out to people here.
Yeah.
That's happening. That's my old stamping ground. I'll sort the pub out. We'll meet up. If you can get yourself to Dublin next summer, we're definitely going to do it. There'll probably only be 3 or 4 of us there, but
what do you mean it's your old stamping ground?
I'm taking the piss, aren't you now? Reads like a book.
You never lived in Ireland, did you?
Never.
And I went to watch United play Chelsea in April.
What, really?
I think I'm going to do a stream on its own for that tomorrow night at 9 o'clock. My my sort of review of when I went to watch United play Chelsea. The brilliance of that is that I used to get a lot of stick, or still do. Oh, does he streams from his bedroom, which I never have done, by the way. I've never done a stream from my bedroom, yet Howson and McCullough do it from their bedroom. That's the brilliant thing. I've never done it from my bedroom, and also, I've never been to Old Trafford. I've been to Old Trafford numerous times before the United stand. But then when I did go to Old Trafford in April, all the people who said, you never go to Old Trafford, it suddenly changed to, he only goes to Old Trafford once a season. You know, it's like, you can't win. Even if I went 38 times a season, he only goes 38 times a season. It's, if people are going to hate, they're going to hate. In fact, I heard a very good line yesterday. It was at Star Wars, but it was on... It was on one of the trailers. You know, on trailers they have all the good lines. There was a brilliant line there, and it was something along the lines of, "You don't have to live your life making people like you. All that matters is if the good people like you." And I thought that is spot on. I'm not interested in if shitty people don't like me, but I want the good people to like me.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Go on, Marcus.
Yeah, well, I'm just going to say, mate, I want to hear about this Irish thing, mate, because I never knew. There's some big things coming out about you tonight, mate. You know, you've got Goldbridge.
Massive.
You went to Ireland, you've been to Old Trafford. Tell us the story. It's Christmas. Enlighten us. Come on.
How's your wife doing, Marcus? Because I think it's amazing. You're definitely boxing. You're definitely boxing. Don't know how she puts up with you.
Oh, my.
That was the best bit about that Christmas, that time we met up, because we played the game. I think Ross had a pint with us and he went, and then I got stuck with Marcus, but his wife was there and she was decent conversation. Marcus was just going on and on and on about his collection of stamps and
fucking stamps. You know what? I think you seem to forget you're older than me. Alright, so if anyone's got a stamp collection, mate, it's you.
Yeah, but 99% of the public...
Hang on, wait. You can't just brush out and go, Mark's older than Mark.
Exactly, bring it in, Ross. Bring it in. Nobody believes it.
Nights, mate, shopping for
I tell you what, I thought Marcus was a fossil. Now we're getting into new territory.
Yeah. Yeah, Marcus is effectively older than me. It's just facts that gets in the way. Yeah. Unbelievable.
He goes bird shopping Friday nights with us. Him and the wife.
Sorry, mate.
Him and the wife go bird shopping on Friday night.
Bird shopping?
Yeah, they go out bird shopping, just something to do. That's what old people do, isn't it?
You bet you wish you'd never said that, because that's going to crash and burn. Anyway, I'll rescue with a good line. I do realise how old I am now, because I'll be at work or something and I'll talk about stuff and I'll be like, yeah, Euro 96, and people weren't even fucking born. I mean, that is horrific when you're talking about Euro 96 and people haven't even been born. Well, even Italia 90, I was like 10. So I was drinking for Euro 96. I was 10 in 1990. I was watching an Only Fools and Horses this afternoon, which was from 1992, and I thought that wasn't that long ago. It's actually 25 years ago. 25 years ago, and I remember that.
I tell you what, mate, my heart skips a beat every time I see David Jason trending on Twitter. That'd be the day that.
It's all coming. It's all coming. All our heroes are going, aren't it?
They need to put something on the trending list on Twitter that actually indicates whether someone's died. Because whenever David Attenborough dies, most weeks, because he's obviously doing Blue Planet 2, I'm like, fuck, no, it's happened. This is it. David Attenborough's gone. And it's like, oh no, he's actually doing good things. Like,
but don't you find that some people, like, obviously Bruce Forsyth is dead, but I actually thought he was still alive a couple of weeks ago.
I know he was trending on Twitter again. I saw it and I was like, Bruce Forsyth, is he dead? I don't know. And I was like, oh yeah, I've been through all that. And that's why I say they need to put something on, because Keith Chegwin was trending and I thought, what's that funny fucker done now? Because I love Keith Chegwin.
He's only gone and died.
He's only gone and died. I was like, no. I was like, genuinely devastated that Keith Chegwin, my GMTV hero, had died.
We can't remember last Christmas. We are doing a Christmas party, but last Christmas was a massacre. You had Carrie Fisher, who went into basically a terminal coma after a heart attack on, I think it was Christmas Eve, and she died a couple of days later. George Michael did it on Christmas Day. Then there was a massive rumour that the Queen had died, and it was going to get revealed on New Year's Eve because they didn't want to ruin Christmas. Got Oasis on at the moment. I need to change that.
Man City, didn't they? They fucking ruined themselves then. Great band, but that Beatles, I think you said it, Mark, Beatles riffs, isn't it?
Yeah.
John Lennon wannabe.
I'm going to put my favourite Christmas song on now, so...
Mark, I've got a question for you. And I've got a question for you as well, Marcus.
What?
What type of music do you listen to?
Anything and everything, mate.
Yeah, but what favourite band then, or favourite musician? You know?
Favourite genre is probably rock music from the 90s. Iron Maiden, Metallica, Sabbath.
Really? I tell you what, Marcus.
Yeah.
I've seen Metallica live 5 times.
Oh, mate, yeah, Guns N' Roses, I've seen them. Ozzy Osbourne.
Black Sabbath.
Yeah, Alice Cooper. You know.
Thunder! Na, 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 na. That's AC/DC, isn't it?
AC/DC, yeah.
What's yours, mate? I'm generally intrigued about this as well.
So I was massively into Britpop. Oasis, massive into Oasis. I've seen them a few times. I've only gone off Oasis because of the Man City thing. I was massively into Oasis, and I know all the Oasis back catalogue, and their best songs are probably B-sides that people have never heard of, like Let's All Make Believe. So yeah, and I do. And nowadays, when I'm at work, if I'm listening to stuff, I just tend to flick through depending what the mood is. But I will listen to stuff like really weird stuff, really. A lot of stuff from the 80s. I'll listen to a bit of Fleetwood Mac from the 70s.
Mate,
I do like 80s music. I like Kate Bush and stuff like that because that's what my mum used to listen to when I was growing up. So I do like a lot of 80s music as well.
It's interesting, mate. I'm kind of the same. I always say to people, if they ask what music do you like, I say good music, because it doesn't matter what genre it is. It doesn't matter if it's rock, rap, hip hop, 80s sort of Euro pop. As long as it's good, I'll listen to it, and that's why my favourite sort of musicians are the Beatles, Fleetwood Mac, and I'll go as diverse as saying at the minute all I listen to is JME, who's a grime artist. I just literally listen to anything and anything as long as it's good. And I've been like Marcus, mate. I've been to see Metallica 6 times. I've been to see Slipknot 4 times. I love heavy metal as well. If it's good, I like it, and that's kind of where I'm at.
not a fan of Slipknot, mate. I like to hear what they say. You know what I mean?
I tell you what, mate. I didn't like Slipknot either, and they come up on the Reading Festival lineup, which I was going to. So I thought, oh, do you know what? It's a once in a lifetime opportunity to see Slipknot. Put them on the iPod, started getting into it, and actually, without me knowing, the whole weekend become about Slipknot, and they pulled out, and I was like, no. And I booked to go see them live about 6 months after at Hammersmith Apollo, and it's to this day the best gig I've ever been to. I've never seen a crowd like it. It was just a joke. And since then, mate, they've always been in my heart.
Andrew K says Mark likes Backstreet Boys. Funny thing is, I actually do like some Backstreet Boys songs. So
Axl Rose, mate, Bruce Dickinson, even Motorhead.
Axl Rose? What about Chinese Democracy, mate? Are you a fan of that, were you?
The Motorhead as well,
Too rocky for me, that.
Oh, some classic tunes back in the day.
Does anyone like the Beatles?
No.
Not really.
You're not? God, that's controversial, that. You can't just say no to that. What's wrong with the Beatles?
I was going to say it when you said it before. Look, I've listened. I used to be like play guitar and everything. I got really into it in the Britpop days, and
want the left hand.
I liked Black. I used to pretend I liked the Beatles because it was the cool thing to do, and they have written some good songs. They wrote a lot of good songs, but I can't say that I relate to one of their songs the way I might relate to a Kinks song like Waterloo Sunset. I mean, Kinks haven't got the back catalogue of the Beatles, but I prefer Waterloo Sunset to anything they've ever written, and that's my problem with the Beatles. Lots of good songs, but there's not one of their songs that, you know, I could name somebody who, you know, that's like, say, the Kinks, their back catalogue's nowhere near, but I'd prefer one of their songs over that. Like the Bee Gees, Angry Grandpa, there's some Bee Gees songs I really like. In Excess, I did like them. Jamie, I did like them, yeah. And the Scousers, Kieran Byrne, you're right. I just basically hate anything from Liverpool, if I'm honest. I really do. I went to school with a lad who, we were big rivals, even from the age of 4, and he supported Liverpool. I was a United fan, and I just hated Liverpool, and they were very good in the late 80s. I mean, I hope the youngsters who are watching don't have to go through what I went through in the late 80s, where United were massively in the shadow of a better footballing side, which was Liverpool. We might be about to get... That's why I get very passionate, because I am older than you lot. I haven't just lived the Sir Alex Ferguson years, I've lived the Liverpool years. It's why I hate Liverpool. Most of you would probably not even are scratching your daddy's pants when Liverpool were winning titles. And it was a horrible, horrible time. And I think that's why I'm being quite passionate at the moment about, yes, we won today, but I can see the bigger picture. That scraping a win against West Brom today is not going to make us close a gap on Man City. I can see what's coming, and the board need to react to it. And if they don't react to it, then we will potentially see what I saw in the late 80s, where a good footballing side dominates English football. I don't know whether you should be able to remember that, Marcus. You're not that much younger than me.
I am. I'm years younger than you, mate. I'm years younger than you. You're 46, aren't you? Oops. Sorry.
No one's going to believe you that I'm 46. You know, they're just not.
So, I've got to be honest.
Stan Collymore called me Benjamin Button. You know, we were at that do, Ross. I saw him when I came back from the toilet, and we were having a chat, and he said, he was on about experience. I said, we're not that far apart in age. And he said, how old are you? And I told him, he went, bloody hell. Started shouting at the whole crowd. You won't believe he's this age. It's Benjamin bloody Button.
Mate, we never went to the toilet at all. You went to the toilet on your own, right?
Yeah, did I say we? I meant me.
Do you remember Gwilym Ballbag Fucknut McGee being at that thing, and everyone was like cowering around him, and you were persistent. I think we all were, to be fair. I was going. People were like, "Oh, hello, Gwilym, nice to see you." I was like, "I don't want to go within 10 feet of that fucking prick, because I genuinely hate that guy."
I don't think people understand that about the United stand and the community, is that a lot of people have said to us over the years, if you got offered an interview with Fellaini, you'd be all over him. I think most people would know now, if we were offering an interview with Fellaini, I would tell him to F off. I'm not interested. I'm not interested in it. I'm interested in the fans. I'm not interested in speaking to some journalist like Ballagate or some bloody footballer. I'm not bothered. If they're credible, I'll speak to them. I'm not even going to name there's probably about 2 or 3 people I would bend over backwards to interview, and that's it. And I'm not going to do it, because then if I tell people, some other channel will go and get him. This is a classic song. If people can hear it as well, I love it.
What is it, mate? Me and Marcus can't hear it.
Oh, it's called... it's by the Flying Pickets. It's called Only You, but Yazoo did it as well. It's a cracking song. What were we on about before that? Yeah, so yeah, I am worried about City, because United need to react to it, because I am... Can you remember Liverpool's domination in the late 80s, Marcus, or were you supporting Norwich at that time?
No, I was like you, mate. I was Forest through and through.
Touché. Woo! Burned.
See, mate, don't fucking pick on me. I'll give it back. No, seriously though. I do remember it. Yeah. I turned United. Let's see. Probably about 8 or 9. So that would have been 88, 89. So yeah, I was getting into football as the tail ends of it, I think. But yeah, I remember the dominance. I think it was. I think I didn't really come into football until I started at the age of like the trials and stuff in Devon, where I used to live. So let's see. Yeah, I mean, growing up through the 90s as a United fan, Ferguson, the era. I've seen the ups and downs. Yeah, I'm United through and through, mate. But you know, everyone knows your first love was Forest, wasn't it? And you do this for attention, so you know.
Yeah.
Explain yourself, mate.
It's true. Somebody actually just commented in the comments of, about 10 minutes ago saying, my team beat your second team yesterday, and I'm going to beat your first team on Wednesday. So I presume Bristol beat Forest yesterday because we're playing Bristol on Wednesday. I don't fucking know. I don't know what Forest are up to. I'm not.
Hey, I tell you what, if Drawty's watching this, and I fucking hope he is, he's been bigging out this Bristol.
Oh, he's watching
City
Star Wars.
team. Oh, is he? Well, I hope he watches it back, because fuck me, is he been bigger? Oh, because look, I'm going to read between the lines and obviously work out that, because I don't actually know who Drawty is, guys. I'm going to work out that he lives somewhere near Bristol.
And he's a Bristol fan.
Tweet. Oh, Bristol! United are going to struggle again. They don't want to play a weekend side against Bristol.
He wants to come on the Bristol preview. He actually messaged me today and said, I've got to come on the Bristol preview. I was like, well, of course you can, but...
Like, fucking hell, like, Bristol just you run-of-the-mill championship team that we should be able to put out. Our idiots, our Jesse Lingards, and we'll be swiping them. But do you know what? If Bristol got a win, I wouldn't even give a fuck either. Like, who cares?
I hate the League Cup. It's such a I've won a trophy, but it doesn't matter cup. I mean, if we'd won the League Cup last year and not won the Europa League, we still would have not been in the Champions League. So the League Cup, if Mourinho had said, but I won the League Cup, I'd have rammed it up his arse. It doesn't matter. It doesn't mean anything, the League Cup.
The League Cup's so poor that I got offered multiple tickets to the League Cup final. And if you're a United fan and you're trying to sell your League Cup, your Cup final tickets, something's wrong. But it's a League Cup final, mate. No one wants to go to it. You can't get FA Cup final tickets because it's a different competition. But the FA Cup to me isn't what it was when United won it in '99. Because when we won it in '99, that used to be on par with the Premier League. It was just such a monumental trophy to win. It has lost its momentum a little bit, and I don't know why that is, but it's just not such. I think that's what the Champions League has done. It's the money in the game. You don't get 50 mil for winning the FA Cup. You get fuck all really. But if you win the Champions League, you're in it. And do you know what, Mark? You talked about Stan Collymore earlier at that award show. He was saying some really interesting things on Twitter, and I implore people to follow him on Twitter because, you know, he's controversial, but he says what he thinks, and I like people like that. And he was talking about the fact that the Champions League isn't what it was anymore. It's become a powerhouse of money, and actually the best teams in the world are not in it because teams that finish fourth in the league can win it, and it's not right. And he remembers it back in his day, and he was talking about Forest, funnily enough, when they won it sort of 4 years on the bounce, and it was because only the team that come first in the division was entered into that competition. And it's right. And he's actually saying that the fact that 4 teams are allowed in it only benefits the power league teams, and what it has done is actually discredited teams that are from the Russians, from the Shakhtar Donetsk, who don't have a chance in this competition because all the money goes to the top 3 teams in that league.
A king was born today, and man will live forevermore because of Christmas Day. Very good song. Anyway, yeah, no, I do agree. The FA Cup used to be, when I was growing up, I remember the first game I really remember. I do remember United winning it in '85 because my granddad was watching it. I don't remember '86, funnily enough, because it was Scouse v Scouse. But the first football game that I remember fully watching was the '87 FA Cup final, which was Coventry Spurs. And it seemed to go on for hours because I was very young, and it did go to extra time. But I remember watching that game. I didn't support either, it was just I remember it. And the FA Cup used to be a massive event. Probably up until the mid-90s, it was massive, and then it just started. I think the FA Cup got killed by United because we won the treble in '99. And then the FA put pressure on us to go and play in that Mickey Mouse tournament in Brazil because they wanted to win the World Cup. They wanted to get the World Cup bid. So United basically forfeited the FA Cup to go and play in this tournament in Brazil, which we did shit in, and Beckham got sent off. And then it sort of, I think the FA Cup never really recovered from that. And United got a lot of stick for it, but we were forced to do it by the powers that be.
Marcus.
I'm very big on politics in football. I'm very big on politics anyway. You might see more of that on the channel anyway. Not in a political, like, I'm a communist or I vote Labour or Tory. I don't get into that shit. I think it's ridiculous. I hate people who use their social media influence, even if it's Marcus with his 10 followers, to tell people how to vote. But
10 followers, fuck off, man. Nah, do you know what? I'm not even going to waste my fucking breath, man.
But I do like the political arguments, and there's a lot of politics in football, and I do like that, so I might do a little bit of that on here. But actually, you know what? This is on the Mark Goldbridge channel. Do subscribe, because it's new. But also, I was saying about Ross earlier, I didn't realise he had his own channel. I know Marcus has, but no one's going to... No. Seriously, though, they have got their own channels, so shout yourselves out, lads, because I do watch them sometimes, because Ross does his when I'm on the... It's a good time. It's like 5 o'clock, and I'm on the train home bored, so I like to pop on. And Marcus does it late on at night. I think he's going to do one on Match Football as well. So, you know, they are part of the stand. So I think Marcus, yours is called Mad Marcus, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just Mad Marcus, mate, on YouTube. If I put a comment in, you can just click on the picture and subscribe to it. Yeah, I mean, it's gaming videos. It's talking about anything and everything. Sometimes the conversations get real deep because I'm a 90s. You know,
because he loses at FIFA.
not just FIFA, mate, but I'm open to do, big boy, if you got a spare 10 minutes tomorrow, do the Football Manager tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll tell you how to do it, and it'll be good. That'd be good. That.
Do you work from home then, Ross?
I can pick and choose at the minute, but most of the so sort of 2 days a week I work from home, and but most of the days I go into work early, as you do, but I go into work like sort of 6 o'clock. I'm normally home by about 2, which is why I get settled into a stream about 4.
See, my job's shit at the moment. I mean, it's a good... No, people from my job might be watching it. Be sacked tomorrow. It's a very good job. I enjoy it, but I went from a job where I was working 8 till 4 and I was getting home at pretty much 20 to 5, and now I'm working in a job where I don't finish till 5. I'm not getting home till after 6, and it takes a lot out of you, and yeah, something's got to give, really. I might have to do another Leave United Stand video in January.
Bring in the revenue, mate.
Well, something has got to give, and the reality is, talking on here, because it's not the United Stand, you can talk about stuff that you can't talk about on there, and something will have to give in the next 6 months. And it's no secret, I've always been looking for somebody to sort of step up and get involved. You know, Xander was a car crash, let's be honest, and I'm only joking. I can't keep the banter out.
Where's Marcus? Let's get him on. Oh, Marcus, that went down the fucking lead balloon, mate.
Alex is on. Alex is in the house. Ross was just talking about you about half an hour ago, saying how you used to be the fall guy. I think Alex should come back. He was good. He was good.
I did like
Alex.
him.
It used to be a competition of who could get more piss before a show. And
Yeah,
Alex
that's one of the best things.
I'll never forget Marcus.
It used to be a drinking show. It was once a week on a Sunday at 9 o'clock, and we all used to just drink. That was it. It was never meant to be what it's become with fucking fires and trees and stuff. I mean, I don't know what's gone wrong.
Last year when we done the Christmas special, mate, like you did say, and you said it out live, like we're all gonna get pissed up, whatever. Fucking Alex was fucked before he even went live. And I remember him about half hour in, he was slurring, ranting, interrupting. I thought, oh my god, this geezer's gone. And that was what you got of Alex, just unfilter.
Well, 2 years ago, we did the show, and then we ended the show, but we kept talking and got pissed. So we were like, next year, let's just do it. Let's just get pissed on air. And then this year, it was like, actually, the United Stand's getting picked up by quite a lot of people now. It probably wouldn't do it very good to just sit there and start swearing and stuff. So we moved it onto a different channel. But yeah, I think the United Stand works because it actually is real, and it works. You know, if you're real, it works, doesn't it? You can't be fake. I mean, there are actually no scripts in the United Stand. It's all unscripted. So, Marcus, you wanted to talk about your Call of Duty fan channel. How's that going?
That's going alright, mate. Better than Ross's, I think. But
is there a bit of
How's it going better than mine, you fuck?
How many subscribers have you got, Ross?
Mate, Marcus is well ahead of me, but he started about a year and a half before me, the fucker.
What about followers on Twitter?
I took a 4-month break, mate. I didn't even do nothing.
What about...
No, to be fair, Marcus is going strength to strength. He's doing really well, and I tune into Marcus's all the time. But
I'm going to start. You know what? From tomorrow, Ross, I'm just to piss Marcus off. I'm going to chuck the full weight of the United stand behind your channel.
No, you know what? I noticed that the watch along, mate. Right? You shouted at fucking Twitter. You shouted at his YouTube channel.
Look at him. He's actually bitten without. I didn't even need to do anything. Oh, you were already doing that about it on the watch along.
Marcus, mate, I got 25 subs like that, mate. Like fucking that.
Did you?
Yeah, mate. 25 subs.
That's people. I didn't even put a link in the video description, Ross. Imagine tomorrow when I put a link in the video description. You'll get like 250. That's people who've just gone searched for your name and followed. I mean, that's a lot of effort. If I put the link in.
Talking about that, Chris MC has just subscribed to my channel. So thanks, mate. I really appreciate it.
So what are the subs roughly at the moment? You're on.
I'm on about 200, I think. Marcus is on 6, aren't you, Marcus?
Just over, I think.
Right.
About 6.
I'll guarantee you now, live on air, that Ross will have more than 600 subscribers by Tuesday morning.
And I guarantee you on the next watch along, you're going to have no moderators whatsoever.
No, I'm only joking anyway. What are you like for Twitter followers?
I'm on over 1100, mate. I'm doing well, you know.
You've got about 1500, haven't you, Ross?
I've got 2000, mate. I literally hit the milestone. Hit the milestone about 2 days ago, and I was an absolute idiot.
You're not Stephen Alston, are you? You don't follow for follow and then unfollow everyone you followed.
No. But I said thanks for the 2,000 subs, guys, and then everyone instantly unfollowed, as you do.
Yeah, you
and I dropped below. No, but no, I really like it. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a learning curve when you start your own channel, because I started my own YouTube channel and started doing various content, but you actually realise, hang on, most of the people that watch United Stand, and all they really want to talk about is United. So that's why I've kind of just reverted to doing just talking about United, because that's what most of my subs are there for. They're just people the rare few people that like me on the United Stand and want to hear a little bit more.
To be honest, I mean, we've cultivated that. I mean, Alex is on the live comments and he will know as well, and everyone will know. We have cultivated that. It was never meant to be. Somebody said to me before, what do you think about Statman Dave? And I think, well, he's just, at the end of the day, I don't think he's got much of a personality, to be honest, and that's not much. I'm not criticising the lad, but basically, he goes on Bleacher Report or whatever and gets his stats and feeds them out. I mean, has he ever kicked a football in his life? I can't. I do this is my lineup and this is how I would do it, but it's never in depth about, Herrera does a pass like at 67 degrees 5 times a game. I can't talk to you about that shit, and you don't want me to talk to you about that shit, because actually that's where people like Gary Neville actually do have the massive upper hand, because they've played football at a high level. Where we beat Gary Neville is we are passionate fans and we've watched United for years and years and years, and we know what United are all about. That's the leveller. I think when fan channels start trying to tell you about tactics and stuff like that, they're going down a very dangerous path there, because, hold on a minute, have you got your badges? Have you played football at a decent level? No, you haven't, so shut up. And some of these people are quite overweight, so we know they've not played football at a decent level. So just keep it to raw fan opinion, and you're laughing, and, I think Ross and Marcus will be fine. I'll probably back Ross more, but, I'm only joking. I'm only joking.
Do you know, I'm quite proud of how well I'm doing, actually, because
Mark, you are doing well, mate. You're doing really well.
I'm actually quite proud, because Mark never remembers my Twitter, right? He never remembers the channel, and mine has just grown by word of mouth. So I'm actually
quite proud.
United
Stand then.
Yeah, but I'm actually quite proud, because you shout out Ross's channel and you shout out Ross's Twitter, and all right, he's doing me on Twitter, but in a fair race, I did only start in January, February time on Twitter. So I'm actually quite proud that I've not really had any shout-outs or help from you as such.
What absolute bollocks.
That's not bollocks at all. That's not. What's my Twitter name?
Mad Marcus, if you've not been on the United
it's
Stand,
not.
you would
No,
have
it's not.
2 followers. Don't believe
it's
for 1 minute that you've built it off your own back. I've seen your tweets. Oh, I've got Mark on from the United Stand on my Call of Duty.
Absolutely. You don't know my Twitter at all because you never remember it. All right. So
Just
don't
as
try
I
and
said
come-
to you before, I make you relevant. Sit down.
All right. But who's the one total clusterfuck on every watch along when you ain't got? Yeah.
What? You're breaking
Oh,
up. You're breaking up.
I can't do this. I can't do that because normally Marcus is here and blah blah blah. Okay?
Somebody just
Right,
said get
calm it.
Marcus off and get Flex on.
Calm it down, lads. Calm it down.
Oh dear. So Christmas then. What are you doing for Christmas then, Mark?
Well, I'm glad we've got on to Christmas because it's a Christmas party, and I did this at work the other day, and I'm very interested in people's Christmas traditions, and I think one of the best Christmas traditions is your Christmas dinner. So, somebody just subscribed to your channel, Mark, because Mark Atherton did.
I've had quite a few, mate. I'm just putting it in the
I know. I've
post
seen,
now.
Ross. He's actually very cynical because he's actually commenting in the live comments as well, saying I'm
I
being
know.
picked on and stuff.
Oh,
He's doing it again. He's actually. Look at him, the little creep. He said Mad Marcus already. He said Mark, thank you. Subscribe to Marcus. He'll get on the live comments and give you a personal thank you and a personal thank you video and a free toy. It's all going on. But no, some of the classics that will appear on the Goldbridge Christmas dinner plate. Obviously turkey. I'm a turkey and ham guy. Anybody else? Turkey and ham?
No, I just
Yeah,
don't-
Christmas ham, mate, all the fucking way.
Yeah, bang on. Bread sauce.
Yep.
Nah, I don't do sauce. I'm saucy enough.
Yeah, bread sauce. Marcus has got
and
one
crab.
back, 1-1. This is controversial. Well, it's not controversial. I like it. Bit of red cabbage.
No.
Silence.
So
on
you
both.
you can stick that up your arse, mate.
Stuffing. I don't know how you feel about a good stuffing.
Stuff
No.
yourself with that.
What do you feel about a
Yeah,
good
do you know
stuffing,
what?
Marcus?
I
He's had enough tonight.
Like,
I'm
go
not
on
a
then.
fan of stuffing, mate. I literally, my Christmas dinner's meat, gravy, bit of veg, Yorkshire puddings,
Yorkshire
roast
pudding?
potatoes. Is it Yorkshire pudding? I don't know. I think I have Yorkshire pudding
That's
on a Christmas
beef.
dinner.
No, you might.
Well, yeah, I'm from down south though, aren't I?
do. Yeah. You've got to have a good stuffing. I make my own. Pigs in blanket, says Callum. Back of the net.
Yes, mate.
Bang.
Back
Bang.
of the net. Back of the net. Do you know Mark? Mark was messaging me earlier, right? And I said something, and his reply was "back of the net," and all I could think about was that fucking GIF that gets. You know the GIF, don't you, Mark?
No?
Back of the net. There's a GIF going around with you going back of the net, and it's
Oh,
like.
I
when
need that
United-
gift. That is my oldest daughter. She, no word of a lie. She says back of the neck.
Oh really?
Yeah, because she's heard me say it so many times, but she's got it wrong. She's like back of the neck, and I'm like, it's not back of the neck. It's back of the net. Yeah,
Ridiculous.
I like that one. I'm quite happy with that one being my one of my things.
Go on
I
then,
haven't really
Mark.
got any current sayings. I remember we used to have a few in the summer. Haven't really got any. We need some.
Well,
I need to ask you at some point what possessed you to do that fucking video where you sung to that music video, but we'll get on to
Yeah,
that.
I sort of regret
Lionel
that.
Richie.
That was just. I think I was actually quite depressed. I think it was in I think I actually ran it by Marcus, and he said it was a good idea. I'm pretty sure actually, because I was. It was a Saturday. I was quite depressed, and I like Lionel Richie, so I thought, let's do that. And even everybody in my family said, "Why have you done that?" It's not on there anymore. Anyway, I took it down, but it will be out there.
The thing is with Twitter is it'll always be there.
Well,
won't it?
somebody put disco lights up on it as well. I saw it the other week and I was like, what? Somebody had like disco lights on it. And you know who was retweeting it? Mad Marcus.
Oh, it's funny. What's the matter with you, you miserable sod?
There's nothing. There's no such thing as bad publicity.
Exactly.
I like that video where that guy on Top Gear is talking about he has a picture of his wallet in his wallet, and then all of a sudden there's your face on a baboon or something.
My face. I tell you the one that pisses me off the most, and I hate it, and I block everybody who does it. I absolutely hate it. And actually, if it was on somebody else, I think it was hilarious. Let's everybody guess which one. It's an image.
The cock.
Yeah. I hate the cock one.
I was talking to Marcus the other day, and I was like, "Fuck me, cannot get Mark with a cock in his head off my Twitter feed." And do you know what? It really pisses me off, Mark, because I actually I'm a little bit like, oh, it's funny, but it is Mark, and it's a bit, do you know what I mean? I'm not impartial to it.
Oh, it's hilarious. It's absolutely hilarious. It's done perfectly. But every time I see it, if I put a good tweet out and I want to read the comments, and I'll go down and guarantee it'll be in there, and I'll be like, block. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. Everyone's going to absolutely blitz me with it. But same again, there's no such thing as bad publicity, because people will be like, who is it on the end of a cock?
It's done so much. Do you know what? It's got Drawty written all over it again, that. Already spam that out there.
No, but the thing is, the week before the City game, I was getting messages from people, like Drawty was saying, why are you constantly winding up City fans? And I said, I think we will beat City, but we might not. So I've got 1 week to absolutely rinse them, and I've got loads of City fans hate me now, but I don't care. The banter side of life, and especially football, is so important. I can't understand people who take life seriously. I was very disappointed when we put them Christmas cards up, and you get people saying, "Take it down, take it down." And I'm like, we've probably just made people understand that Red Men TV exist. No one will subscribe because you're Scousers, but at least people know you exist. There's not enough laughter in life.
That's that whole point, isn't it? Where you don't want to. Do you want to go into work Monday? Do you not? It depends on the weekend. It's all part of it, isn't it? It's all part of being it's all part of football. But Marcus, what's your Christmas routine then, mate?
I'm the first one up.
He doesn't sleep.
Fuck off! Oh, fuck off!
Seriously.
Like, I went to like 4 in the morning.
Yeah. I usually go to bed about 1:30. Christmas Eve, Christmas
That's
morning.
why you look so old, Serious. That's why you look 50.
And I'm usually up at about 5:30. Have a coffee, have some breakfast, and I'm usually waking the kids up at about 7 o'clock. Because not trying to big it up or anything, but my front room floor is literally filled with presents, and they start at the front room door and they work inwards. So I usually have coffee and that on the stairs, and
Chavs love Christmas.
But that's my morning, and the missus and the mothers do start getting the dinner cracking and stuff like that.
I thought I was going somewhere else there.
No. And it just goes on from there. But Christmas Day, I love Christmas Day. With my kids, it's the excitement of seeing their faces in the morning. The stockings on the door and stuff like that. It's a proud time to be a parent, I think.
Kieran, you're a man after my own heart. I want Sit Down and Take the L to be my saying. I want that one. If everyone can just say that associated with me, I'll be very happy. Marcus, you need to get more sleep. That's why you look so old. 4 hours sleep is not enough. If people often ask me, why do you look so young for somebody who's in their late 30s? Plenty of water, and that's it. That pretty much is it. I drink a lot of water. I do. But Marcus needs more sleep. 4 hours sleep. Your body needs rest and recuperation.
That's what coffee's for.
Coffee's bad. Dehydrates you.
No,
I love Kieran Byrne. I actually love people who pick up on what we say on this channel and then rinse us with it. Because he says, my tradition is to go to Gibney's and have a pint with good old Barry Reid. Like Barry Reid got mentioned on one stream and gets mentioned all the time now because I used to know somebody in Ireland.
In Ireland, was it?
Yeah. Well, he might have got mentioned on a few actually. To be fair, coming to think of it, I'm coming back, May. I'm coming back to my island.
That's it. There's gonna be like all the media be there when you get off the plane and that.
Yeah, there will.
So, I mean, what do you do then Christmas Day, Mark? I mean, what's your routine?
Kids have ruined it, to be honest.
Right.
I used to stay up until about 2 o'clock in the morning watching Die Hard and Only Fools and Horses. Then I'd have a leisurely wake up. Glass of Bucks Fizz for breakfast with scrambled eggs, salmon. Get that on the download, do that, and then normally pop down the church, have a bit of opening the presents. I'm making myself sound like really middle class, upper class, but I'm actually working class background, and people think I've been to university and I actually haven't. I am working class, proper working class background. I must clarify that. And then the thing that pisses me off the most about Christmas, because I do like food, and I absolutely love Christmas dinner so much to the extent that I will manipulate having 3 Christmas dinners over the Christmas week. So I'll have Christmas dinner on Christmas Day, then we'll go to somebody else's house, and then if we're not entertaining, I will make sure that we have a Christmas dinner as well, somewhere between Christmas and New Year. But what pisses me off the most is I love a good buffet, and I love a Christmas tea buffet, but I get so loaded on Christmas Day dinner I'm never hungry, even at like 10 o'clock at night on Christmas Day night, so I never get to have the turkey sandwiches with all the pickles and stuff, and I bloody love that, and I never achieve it. But my favourite thing is, and I'm doing it again this year, and I don't know whether people at home do it or you lads do it as well, is where I live at the moment I can't do it because there's no local pub, but when I was growing up, especially from the age of I never used to be able to go, because like my granddad, rest in peace, he's the one who got me into United, big up, and my stepdad and my uncles, they always used to go down the pub, to the local pub on a Christmas lunchtime, and I never used to go because I was like 12, so I'd just have a few swigs of 2020, that'd do me. But when I got old enough, always down the local pub, and I'll be doing it this year as well. So about 1 o'clock, down the local pub, and if you live in a sort of village area, which I don't now, but my sister does, which is where I'm going, there's the local pubs that normally open up for about a couple of hours between 12 and 2, so get down there. I'm only going for 1. You basically just neck as many as you can. Then you come back, get on the red wine, have your dinner, and then pass out while the kids watch their shit. Really, that's me. Over to you, Ross.
Yeah, mate. What you just explained with the pub thing, that's literally my Christmas Day, because I ain't got no kids, so the day doesn't revolve around kids with me, and I've got a lot of family with a lot of kids in, but I've got a 91-year-old grandma, and each year I take her down I'm always like, Grandma, right, let's get you down the pub, and I'll take her out the pub, and we have a beer, me, Lauren, and my grandma. Lauren's my girlfriend, and that's pretty much it. We have a beer, and we go out, eat Christmas dinner, and the plan used to be that I used to drop my grandma home, and I used to settle up with my mum, and then I should drive the 6-hour journey up to Manchester, and then we used to go and spend the evening with my girlfriend's parents. So a lot of people are like, oh, but you drive it's not 6 hours, it's like 3.5 when it's Christmas Day, because there's not a car on the road. But I used to really love that, because there's always a period in Christmas Day where a lot of people just sit around and do fuck all. And I used to be like, well, in that period, I'm going to drive up north, get to see her family, we'll do the evening up there, and then tomorrow, Boxing Day every year, for the past 6 years, United always play at home on Boxing Day, and I absolutely love it, because that's why I do Boxing Day. It's like my treat, because for me, with no kids, Boxing Day is an absolute nothing day, so I feel that time with watching United, and I'm blessed to be able to watch it on the 30th as well this year, because we've got 2 home games in a row, so I'll be hanging around and get 2 United games in a row, and that's pub and football for me. That's Christmas. I'll be on the fan cams. I'll be finding out Flex. I'll be swearing.
I tell you what, mate. You've seen what makes a viral video now. So
exactly.
Say to Flex.
I'll be like,
Flex, speak to somebody else and pretend you're just walking past and go, "Oh, fucking Fellaini! Why, fucking cunt! He's a cunt!"
Mate, it'd be Herrera. Fucking Herrera! Sideways, back to Smalling.
I tell you what, I tell you what, I'm going to be totally honest here. If I was a fan now and I'd seen that, because it wasn't Andy Tate or DT who stood there with Robbie or whoever, this was a fan who just butted in, and Flex is quite good at that. He will give you the moment. If I was a fan now and I wanted a bit of fame, I would just walk past. I'd have it planned in my head. I'd walk past and go, oh, fucking hell, and I'd just go for it, because what I must state 100%, and it's so obvious that was not staged, but some are. Not on our channel, by the way. Yeah, I would absolutely go for it. Yeah, it was very good, but I would go for it. And yeah, Boxing Day is always a bit of a. I've fucked up a few I'm going to be honest. I've fucked up a few Boxing Days over the last few years. I mean, I think we did the watch along last year. I can't remember who we played on Boxing Day. I think it might have been Middlesbrough. And I had family coming over, so I got Sander to do it. That was a mistake.
Sunderland.
Yeah,
that's who we played last year at Sunderland. And Mick Katarian scored the scorpion kick last year.
Oh yeah. Boxing Day always used to be another go around the family and watch James Bond for me. You've got to do something on Boxing Day, because it's, like you say, it can turn into a nothing day. I think this year, actually, I've spoken to Marcus about this already, so a bit of an exclusive. I think I've got a family dinner on Boxing Day, and I was saying I don't think I'll be, because I'll be up in Nottingham, I don't think I can do the watch along, but it won't be easy to do it. So I'm thinking of doing another Arsenal and just have the dinner, get smashed, watch it in a pub, and if someone can do the watch along, they can. If they can't, they can't. But yeah, you got to enjoy it. Boxing Day is a family day, says M&R.
Marcus will be out on his own, mate, because I can't even join you, pal, because I'll be at the game.
No, he's already said he can't do it, so
oh, bastard.
We'll probably just have to not do one on Boxing Day, which I think people understand. It's Christmas, isn't it? You've got to have a day off. And I think we will. I think we will win it. Anyway, we'll have Ross's fan cam. That, you know, if we don't do the watch along, we've got Ross's fan cam. That'll keep us. That'll get us turkey next Christmas.
Fucking Herrera.
The funny thing is, though, what I would say is that I meant to say that before, and it's sort of towards the end of the video here, is that a lot of people have been saying subscribers have gone up massively on the channel over the last week, and they have. You know why they've gone up? Because that video went viral, and a lot of non-United fans watched it, and they probably subscribed to the channel. But I can tell you now for a fact that views haven't gone up. So subscribers are a very skewed number. It's not about... You should never judge your channel, and Marcus and Ross, obviously people who are starting out, you should never judge your channel on subscribers, you should judge it on views. And as people will know, there's a Manchester United fan channel out there that's got more than double the subscribers we've got, but they don't get the views we've got. So, you know, subscribers, and Redmen TV's got 190,000 subscribers, they don't get half the viewers we get. So that's the thing, you want organic growth over viral growth, because viral growth will give you people who will never watch your channel again, whereas organic growth, word of mouth growth, will give you people who keep watching the channel. So there you go, a little bit of marketing lesson there for you.
Cheers, mate.
Don't go for, that's the lesson, don't go for the quick fix, go for
Mark Goldbridge, wand of marketing advice.
Look at Marcus just laughing at anything Ross says that's anti-me, because he realises he's had 2 hours of being absolutely brilliant.
But I'll tell you what, mate, the most easiest things fucking tickle me. They really do. And,
I'll tell you what, I've just sorted out my morning anyway, because I've just realised that I like listening to music and I like listening to good chat. So tomorrow morning, even though I've been on this show, I know I've got 2 hours where I can just listen to good Christmas music and a load of shit I can't even remember I've ever spoken about. So that's my morning sorted at work.
Brilliant. Yeah, work, mate. Fuck.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
I think we better wind it in anyway, because we've been on for 2 hours and I think everyone's had a good run at it. But you know, the thing about one-off shows is if they're successful, they can happen again, and I have really enjoyed doing it. Actually, it did drop into my head. We're not going to quite finish yet, but it did drop into my head that if Marcus and Ross had the brains of some people, they'd have been doing a live stream straight after this one, because 750 people watching, moving onto their channel. Oh, I'm still going to carry on and do this. That's it. That's what you need to aspire for in 2018.
That'd come down to me, wouldn't it?
That'd be Marcus, because as you know, Marcus, I'm so under the thumb that I can't go live now because, unfortunately, I live in a studio flat and she's literally sleeping right by the fucking PlayStation, so that ain't happening for me.
So is she in the same room as you now?
No, she isn't. So I'm like, I've basically got living room / bedroom, and then I've got separate kitchen, separate bathroom with a bit of a hallway. So I literally just go off into the other habitable space, which is like kitchen, bathroom, hallway, basically. And I'll pull up a chair and chill here, to be honest. But yeah, she's literally fast asleep.
So Marcus has got the advantage on you because he can.
I know. What a fucker.
I love Marcus though. I do love. I've had some really good streams where Marcus's mum is far more interesting than him in the background.
You bastard.
She is. She's brilliant.
I'll tell you, do you know what? Fuck it. You can do Wednesday's watch along with her then.
Yeah, I will. She's good. She used to be swearing in the background. She's lost interest now, though. She's always playing games.
I tell you what, Marcus's mum is really good at Call of Duty as well.
Is she?
Like ridiculous, mate.
Probably
Marcus,
better than me. That's not hard.
Well, I think it was one night, Marcus. Me, you, your mum, and your wife all played Call of Duty. We played Domination. We went like 15 games unbeaten, and it only ended because I had to go.
Yeah. I tell you what, lads. I must be honest. I'd be so tempted to finish this half bottle I have in front of me and go till about 4 o'clock in the morning. And I think next year we basically all need to book the day off work, everybody, and just fucking go for it and get absolutely smashed. But I've really enjoyed it. It's been really good, and all I say is when I enjoy something, it opens my eyes to things for the next year, because I am, without blowing my own trumpet, I'm quite an innovative person, and the charity thing massively opened my eyes because that was for a good reason, and tonight's opened my eyes for another reason. I've really enjoyed it, and I only, I could talk to Ross and Marcus because I enjoy it, but I judge it off viewing figures and the live comments, which I always do read, but it's hard to read all of them out. And so thanks to everybody who's watched. I've really enjoyed it, and to me, all it does is compound that this community is something really special. And if you're part of it, you're part of it. And do subscribe to Marcus, do subscribe to Ross in a serious note, because they are part of what the United Stand is, and we've got something really special. And when something's real and it's not conducted, then that's very powerful, as we've seen already. And I would happily stay for a long time, but as Mark Atherton said, Die Hard's just started, and I'm sort of thinking, go upstairs, have a very quick shower, get into bed, and just fall asleep watching Die Hard. Christmas don't get much better than that. So this is the Mark Goldbridge channel. Make sure you subscribe to me, because I haven't shouted myself out enough. Make sure you subscribe to me. But the show's about 2 hours. We've had music. I'm going to listen to it tomorrow, because I'm sure there's some absolutely cracking things going on. Apologies if anybody's been offended. Sanders just said he enjoyed the show, so clearly he's not. I'm glad he understands that it's all banter. Really enjoyed it. Maybe we'll fit something else in soon, because the freedom's there. The freedom's there on this channel to do it. But we'll get a copyright strike guaranteed, Ricky, but it's not monetized, so it doesn't matter. As long as your channel's not monetized, copyright doesn't matter. All that'll happen is every single song I've played will take their 10 pence off the video that this is probably made about £2.50. So they'll all get 10 pence off every song. So good luck everybody trying to get your little 10 pence off it. But if we did offend people, it was a Christmas party. That was the whole point. It was meant to be a Christmas party. It was meant to be a few drinks. Christmas parties, people do things and say things that they regret. Maybe they're telling the truth, I don't know. But I've really enjoyed it. And I'll let the lads have their little say. They can have as long as they like. So we'll go Marcus first.
Oh, cheers, mate. So I just want to say thank you for a fantastic year. Thank you for all the follows, the great comments, the DMs on Twitter, everything like that. And for people who, enjoy this channel, Merry Christmas to you all, and have a great day. Ross?
Very politically spoken end of message there. All I'd say is Yeah, Merry Christmas, everyone. That's all I really got to say. Have a good time, and see you. Hopefully, United keep winning, and hopefully you keep on hating me on the United stand. But I love it. Do you know what? I love any comment. Like I've said at the start, any publicity is good publicity. So if you hate me or you love me, just let me know, because I love it either way. So thank you very much, and yeah, cheers to Mark, who's obviously. I know. Obviously, you're the big part of the United stand, and you do it for your own reasons. But you put so much effort into it. So keep it up, mate. Don't leave on us again, mate. Don't leave on us again.
No.
And what I would say is, I meant to say this a long time ago, and it's more for Ross and Marcus, but it's for everybody else, because you can reflect it in your own life as you want. Is that, look, it's not about how many people like you; it's about how many of the good people like you. And also, when you start doing something like this, look, I don't get bullied by anybody, but I did get bullied. Like, everybody just sort of was like, "Who's this dickhead?" And they sent a lot of negative publicity. And when you've only got 100 followers and you're against something that's got 300,000 followers, and they're ridiculing you, you're in a little trouble. But I stood up to it, and a lot of good people got involved, and we built back, and now they can't bully us. And that's what I would say. A lot of people hated me at the start, absolutely hated me, and I just kept going. I kept going and going and going, and still people do hate me. That's fine, but a lot of good people get involved with it and understood that the message was always a good message. It was about fans. It was about honest opinion. I always use Andrew Ellis because he hates Mourinho, but I respect his opinion. I don't agree with it. That's being mature. That's what football's all about for me. As for tonight, I could just go forever. I'd go forever until I passed out. I really enjoyed it, and I'm very reluctant to stop it because it's been brilliant. But all good things come to an end, and I'm going to really enjoy listening to it tomorrow while I'm working, because I think it's been fantastic. So really, thanks to everybody who's got involved. Whether it's the hardcore, I know people are watching live, but people not live will watch it later on. Bloody loved it. Fantastic community. One of the best things I've ever done is starting this channel. So many positive things have come out of it, and we've still got Skype Goldbridge tomorrow night and loads of stuff going on. So do keep getting involved and spreading the word. But these things that we're doing separately. I mean, I was playing Call of Duty with Marcus a couple of weeks ago. These are the things that take it to a different level. So, and you know what? Next year you could be the next Marcus, because he's getting sacked tonight. So. No, I'm only joking, but you don't know. I just think a new year is a new opportunity, and somebody said I can see the United stand hitting 1 million subscribers. I personally can't, but imagine if it did. Who knows? So
can I just say that I mean, me personally, I want to give a massive shout out to all the moderators, as well.
I ain't got any on this channel though.
No, but the last couple of months have been a little bit hard for me, as some people know, and I want to thank Beck and George, Tubey, even Drawty sometimes when he pops on, Matthew, the newest member, Brevi, who's the moderator on That's Football. So thank you all for continued dedication to the channel, to the cause, and it's down to you guys that you make the comments a fantastic place to be. I think people feel safe and secure with the moderators around. So long may it continue.
Yeah, spread the word. As Ross said, spreading the word is the biggest thing in the world. I'm not one for just retweeting something for the hell of it. Oh, follow this channel. People will go, why the fuck? Why should I follow it? Word of mouth is the key. And so keep spreading the word, because there's no better endorsement than that. Whether it's United Stand, this channel, Ross's channel, Marcus's channel, keep spreading the word. But the community is just, you're talking about moderators, people who phone in, people who are on the live comments. We hit on something here that nobody'd ever done before, and now a lot of people are copying it. Live content wasn't happening, we did it. Comments on the screen, I've seen more and more of it. I don't think people really grasp it. We're doing it. I guarantee more people will do it. But the reality is, it's not a hard lesson to learn. It's community. That's all it is. It's community. Community, respect for your audience. That's all it is. Very, very simple. There we go. Thanks everyone for watching. I don't want to go. I really don't. But we've got to go. And we'll do it again. Thanks for watching. Speak to you all soon. It's not the end. We'll be back tomorrow. And have a good night. I can't wait to watch this tomorrow. I think it's going to be really funny. And how ironic that we finish with a bit of Cliff Richard. Mr. Christmas. Thanks for watching.